This is a special presentation brought to you by the Kings of Sport Network. You are now down with the Kings. Hi. What's going on? It's your boy Two-Way Ray, and we're back again with another NBA Finals live watch. Game 2. Indiana Pacers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Sorry for running late, y'all. Your boy had to help out a friend, ran past the time, but we're here now. Right now, it looks like Oklahoma City is up by a slight margin. We saw the shocking end to game 1. So now we're gonna see if OKC have learned anything and can at least salvage a split at home for the first 2 games, or if the Pacers tasted some blood and are out for more. Maybe trying to go back to Indiana with a 2-0 lead. We'll see. So, without further ado, the Godfather has to join me. He's always looking forward to these live watches. So, without further ado, let me bring on, you guys know him, you love him, no intro needed, Brother Nate Milton. What's going on, Brother Nate?
What's up, Ray Williams? What's up, everybody, man? NBA Finals Game 2. I know, we're a little late, ladies and gentlemen. Ray just mentioned that, but we trying to amend that. We trying to be some good R-truths now, Ray. We don't want to be the bad R-truths, man. But yeah, I'm excited to chop it up about this basketball game, but also about Money in the Bank, which many of us took in last night, man.
Indeed. Couple of surprises, some things that we were looking forward to, a couple of things that were predicted from that show last night that we still are excited to see where it goes from here. So I'm looking forward to chopping it up and talking about that as well. I was just mentioning right now, do you think this is a do or die for Oklahoma City? You think this is a must win for them, or you think even if they don't win that they could still be able to kind of salvage it and make up for it?
Yeah, Ray. Let's stop with this narrative, Ray Williams. Or should I say, Chicken Little? The sky is not falling, Ray Williams.
I'm just
They could lose tonight and still win the series. Now, if they go down 3-0, yes, obviously. That would be cause for alarm. That might be cause to start throwing in the towel. But this is a team in Oklahoma City who has been the best team all year long, all season long, from start to finish. And we talked about it on Thursday night. Like Indiana, like they had to steal one. They had to steal one in OKC, and they did that. So they did their job. Now it's up to Oklahoma City to do theirs. So I feel like, yeah, if they go down 2-0, there's still a path to victory for Indiana. For OKC. But they don't want to do that. So I'm predicting Oklahoma wins tonight, and then I'm predicting an Indiana win in Game 3. So I feel like by the time we get to our Game 4 live watch, we'll be looking at a situation that is closer to do or die, Ray, where you'll see the Pacers up 2-1. But yeah, I think OKC got it tonight.
Yeah, same here. And in my mind, I have rephrased, or I have fixed up what I was thinking about last when we last met on that. I believe it was that Thursday night. So yeah, Halliburton, Tim Burton, LeVar Burton, still OKC in 5. So I think they'll be able to salvage this game. They'll be able to pick it back up. Like we were talking about towards the end of the last broadcast, I think SGA is doing all he can to put them on his back, but he needs Terrence Williams, he needs Chet Holmgren, he needs some more support players to kind of step up and take the load off his shoulders a bit. Because like I mentioned back then, Pacers had 6 players in double digits. OKC only had 4 players in double digits. So I think, and then I think it was right after the game, Pascal Siakam had the nerve to tell Halliburton, "We didn't even play our best game. We didn't even play our best game." I'm like, neither did OKC. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. So hold on, I got a guest. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Right now, OKC is up by a slim margin with about 6 minutes left in the game. Thank you, Mama. All right. But yep. So, and I'm trying to find the scoreboard so I can have that up for the people as they listen in.
No, Scobo.
All right. But since you mentioned it earlier, Nate, let's go ahead and let's get it because as we normally do, usually first, second, third quarters, we don't have to pay that much attention to
It's like
it,
the
man.
All-Star game, people. Like,
Yeah.
if we being real, first, second, third quarters, man, we just having fun. We just partying and bullshitting, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth quarter, though, that's when it gets down to the brass tacks. But right now, we just having fun.
Exactly. And so, speaking of having fun, there's a lot of people having fun last night. It's a kind of a double feature where you had Worlds Collide earlier in the day, and then the aforementioned Money in the Bank. We have 2 new Money in the Bank holders now. On the women's side, finally getting her due, Sister Naomi. And on the men's side, for the second time, is Seth Rollins. So I know those are kind of now those headlines have kind of been buried because we're kind of burying the lead with, as you mentioned, Ron Killings making his stunning return. And if you ask Triple H, it was my plan all along. You see, I do see color. It left and I brought the color back. So what do you think? Oh, we'll just jump right into it. What do you think? After all that time, we spent an entire week. We spent an entire week kind of memorializing this brother and giving him his flowers, which he's well deserved of. Only for him to return at Money in the Bank, costing John Cena and Logan Paul their tag team matchup against Jay Uso. I'm about to say Jay Lacey. Jay Uso and Jay Uso and Cody Devontae Rhodes. I don't know what you heard about this Raheem Devontae. It's your name, brother. It's been bestowed upon you. But what do you think about the shocking return? And do you think, I know the big question all over the internet, was it a work?
Right.
Was it a work? What do you think?
Well, first of all, like, I think obviously that's a question people have, but it is not the most important thing. The most important thing is that this brother is back, and this brother felt the love all week from not only his coworkers, his colleagues in multiple companies, but felt the love from the fans. So that's the most important thing. Now, in terms of was it a work or not, I feel like there's 3 possibilities. Number one, this was all a work from the jump. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because A, I don't believe this company is that smart to do that. And then B, to me, there were too many people within the WWE and without that showed love to this brother that I'm like, nah, man. Like, nah. They felt this was real.
Yep.
So the second possibility is that this was a shoot firing, a shoot release. And then they were like, oh no, the audience kind of hates this move. Let's reverse course and bring him back. That could be a possibility. But I think my theory is there's a third possibility. And that's like the release is real, but he was not fully released from the company yet because he still had to fill out the remainder of that contract. We don't know how long the contract was for, but let's say the contract was like another month that he had left on the deal, and they were just going to let it run out. I believe they saw the outpour of love, and they're like, "Oh, this is not something that's going to go away." So we should probably get back on the horn and see if this brother wants to come back, see if he wants to restructure this deal. Da 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 da. And I think they got back on the horn, and Truth was like, the price of the brick has gone up. Yesterday's price is not today's price, so talk to me nice. And they made the deal and brought him back. And yeah, like it was easily one of the best moments of that show yesterday. That main event was atrocious for the most part. And that moment when Ron Killings, not Truth per se, but Ron Killings came back, no smile on that brother's face. He came back and put them paws on John Cena, his childhood hero, and absconded away into the night, Ray. And they got a shirt already ready for that brother. And so, I feel like basically what probably happened is the news of the release came out Sunday because Truth put it on his social media. They saw the We Want Truth chants in, was it Oklahoma City? They were at Monday night?
Tulsa.
Yeah, Tulsa.
Close enough.
Yeah. And the fact that he got chants in Tulsa, of all places, I think they were like, okay, maybe there's something to this. They probably saw the buzz on social media, and they were like, okay, we need to get back with Truth and talk about this. And I feel like maybe midweek they had the deal done and had this plan to bring him back for Money in the Bank and had the shirt ready the night of. But yeah, I think I said this when we talked about it on the parlay. They're going to mess around and backdoor, fail upwards their way into some goodwill because they're eventually going to have to bring this dude back, and that's exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, too, that I was hearing Nate, at least it was the clip that Way and John dropped from their review. And not only in your words are they failing upwards and looking like, oh, well, trying to endear some goodwill, but now they inadvertently, and I love how Way put this, they inadvertently created now the biggest star in the industry.
Yeah.
In a 58 or 50, I'm about to tack 5 years. I wouldn't be surprised if he looked the same way at 58 years old, but 53-year-old man, you now endeared so much hype behind this dude. And I saw like some of the parallels going around where they were talking about, well, WWE was trying to get credit and saying that, oh, well, we were behind Bryan Danielson, Bryan Danielson the whole time. Like we set that up. Like they've done this before. And I've kind of seen like some parallels between this and the Summer of Punk in 2011, where Punk kind of already knew, and it wasn't as though he was working or that he was lying. He already knew that his contract was coming due up until that point with Money in the Bank 2011. So there's some parallels there. And so I do partially agree with you on that option 3, as far as he wasn't fully released yet. They just told him that they weren't redeeming his contract, but then they were like, oh, well, we didn't know he was this popular, even though everybody loves R-Truth. Like, no, regardless of race, regardless of like creed or anything, everybody loves R-Truth. I saw a white woman crying on the internet, on Al Gore's internet, because she loved R-Truth so much. So it's like now they see the value in him, which they should have been seeing before, and which they were starting to see anyway when they released that Ron Cena t-shirt. It's like, how can you say you're saving money, but you're costing yourself even more money by letting this brother go? So I'm glad that he's back, but yeah, I don't buy, and I don't buy that it was a work, and I don't buy that the fact that, or the notion that, oh, it was our plan all along to make this happen.
Right.
Like no. Triple H thought about some, hey, enjoy the show. It's all a part of the show. Whatever.
Because if this was their plan all along, like you can easily disprove that this was their plan all along for a couple reasons. Number one, like the locker room. their outpouring of love. And if this was a work, then that's disrespectful, because one of the things that got Vince Russo in trouble back in the day is he always wanted to work the boys, and you never work the boys, right? It's okay to work the marks. That's what the marks are there for, but you don't work the boys. And so, like, I feel like if that's what they did, then that's disrespectful. But the other reason I know this was not a work, Ray Williams, is because if it was a work, then the booking makes no sense, because his last interaction was not with John Cena. If you remember, his last interaction was with JC Mateo on these streets, and Jeff Cobb, and he got squashed by Jeff Cobb and had to be saved by Jimmy Uso. And that was the last we saw this man, R-Truth, on WWE television. And so to bring him back a week later, and there's no interaction, no mention of Jeff Cobb, like we go straight back to Cena, it's like, come on, man. Y'all ain't slick. Like, y'all effed up, and y'all like, fortunately, this guy is still under contract, so we can maybe reverse course, maybe mend some fences and bring him back and look like we're the heroes. But yeah, y'all know what you did.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm getting choked up because
getting a little emotional, Ray.
I know, it's just hit me in the sternum, as my man Rollo Boykins likes to say, comedian Rollo Boykins. But to kind of piggyback that point about working the boys in the back, working the girls in the back, Suplex Williams, who's a content creator, mentioned that as well. He was saying one or two things: either you're working the boys and the girls in the back, or they're all in it, which is very, very hard to coordinate.
Right.
So it makes no sense to me that everybody would be on one accord and be packed in that Honda in order to kind of push this storyline or this premise forward. So yeah, I think they noticed they made a mistake. They also noticed, he's still on the books. Let's bring him back. So
let's get what we can.
Exactly. So we'll see. Now, what do you think happens with Truth now? Do you think I know some people were mentioning seeing that second match between him and John Cena? Will it be for the titles this time, since it was supposed to have been for the title the first time? Like, how do you see this playing out with R-Truth? Do you see this being a long-term thing with John Cena?
I don't, because you stumbled into something. Well, you didn't stumble into it. You deliberately walked into it when you didn't have to. This mess with R-Truth that turns out to be a blessing in disguise. But you can't have it derail whatever your plans were for John Cena, even though a lot of people aren't really hot about what they're doing with Cena now. Having R-Truth dethrone Cena, like, yes, I would love it as a Ron Killings fan. But then it's like, okay, now you've got to figure out a story how we get the belt back onto Cena, because that's the story ultimately for this last run with Cena. So, but I think what you get is, like, the way I do it is Monday night on Raw, I wouldn't even wait until Friday on SmackDown. I'd have him come out on Raw and cut a promo. Give him like 15, 20 minutes. Let him cut a promo talking about he's back, and you can kind of blur the lines, and even though, like, the way Cole phrased it on the pay-per-view last night, is like, this man had a disagreement with his contract, which that's not what happened. That's not what happened, Michael Cole. Show some journalistic integrity, brother.
Exactly.
But I have him come back, have him make a statement, and maybe set up this second match with Cena. I feel like it's weird, though, because you want to give Truth his flowers in this feud, but at the same time, this feud is about Cena. He's still the main character of the story. So you can only go but so far with Truth here, especially since we've got a shortened timeline. Because if we're looking towards Cody Cena 2 at WrestleMania, it's different than when Lex Luger beat Hulk Hogan back in the day with the NWO, and then Hogan won it back, and you still had some time until you got to Starrcade with Sting. With this, if let's say Truth beats Cena at the end of the month, then we got to turn around, get the belt back on the Cena in about a month, because then we got to get ready for Cody a month after that. It's too truncated. So I hope they give Truth his flowers, let him do his thing. I liked it. You know, he appears to be a little bit more serious. I'd have him be more serious, at least in the immediate. You know, eventually he can go back to, you know, being funny. But for now, I'd have it, or maybe even find a middle ground. Like we were talking about, our favorite era of R-Truth was kind of that capital punishment era, where he's still funny, but he's like a threat. Maybe find that middle ground with Truth and then go from there.
Now, it's interesting you say that, because I think you've pointed out that R-Truth, anything like resembling the name or brand R-Truth, is gone. When they were talking about his return on WWE.com, it's saying Ron Killings. So do you think like the official like name and brand of R-Truth is dead, and that I know you mentioned maybe having mixes in between being humorous and still being a dangerous threat? Do you think like the yuck 24/7 style R-Truth is dead?
For the short term, yes. I think eventually he'll get back to that, probably, you know, on the towards the end of the year, maybe. But I like, at least for the next 3 months, I would have this man be, if not fully serious, at least that capital punishment kind of era of Truth, where he's almost like the Black Joker, where like, oh, before my funniness was something that was silly. Now it's something that can be a little scary, because you don't know what I'm gonna do with this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would kind of keep it to the more serious edge. And you know, yeah, like if he's gonna, I think what we'll see is he's Ron Killings now. Eventually he'll be Ron the Truth Killings, and then eventually he'll be R-Truth. Like I think like the progression we saw in his actual career 15 years ago is what we'll see, just kind of in a microwave version over the next year.
Okay. Oh. All right. Sorry, I got like an ad playing on something in the background. All right. Well, you were mentioning the match that he interrupted. I know you already kind of gave a little bit of spoiler on your thoughts, but for you, what made it garbage? Because I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, this was not. It seems like John Cena is having worse and worse matches since he became champion.
Ray, I need you to go ISO with me real quick for a second, man.
Oh, I got you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. You know, when you live long enough to see something occur to one of your heroes, man. You know, the old cliche, Ray, eventually the hero lives long enough to see themselves turn into the villain. There's a corollary to that when you're looking from the outside in, man. And it's like, never live to see the day when your goat gets washed, when your goat gets cooked. And we've seen it twice this week, Ray. Not only with this man, John Cena, who looks cooked in the ring. Damn, I hate to say it. It pains me to say it. But Wheezy F Baby dropped a new record.
Oh, I heard.
Wheezy F Baby, and the F is for fumble. Because Wheezy is cooked, dog. Wheezy is cooked. Wheezy and Cena are cooked, man. And I hate to say it. Also, I hate to say this, Ray. As soon as Seth Rollins won that Money in the Bank, and as soon as I saw what happened at the end of this main event, I'm like, yo, TikTok on our boy Jey Uso out here.
Yeah.
Count them days, cuz that title, like you'll be lucky to get to SummerSlam, Uso. You'll be lucky, brother.
Yeah, it'll be a surprise if he makes it out tomorrow. He's supposed to be taking on Gunther.
I think he's gonna beat Gunther. But who knows? If he beats Gunther and Seth shows up at the end, like Seth is getting that belt. I think we can all kind of agree on that now. Now that we've seen who's won Money in the Bank, and the fact that like Jay is still like, I like Jay. He's still got a great entrance. Like the crowd is still into it. But once that bell rings, it's kind of like,
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. He's just been wrestling the same style, like, and I see the charisma, and I see how he's kind of getting people to feel something, but it's just it's especially when you're looking over at AEW and you got guys who could do pretty much everything, and then
yeah.
you got a guy who's pretty much
You don't even have to look at AEW, Ray. You
yeah,
just look
right
in your
there.
own company and look at people like even some of the older guys, Seth, Punk, Cody,
Mm-hmm.
in his own family, Jacob. What this man Jacob Fatu is out here doing, brother. It's like,
Yeah.
Jay, come on. Like come on, Jay. We love you, dog. But
Yeah, and it just seems like he's recycling moves from all of his more famous relatives for the most part. It's like Samoan drop. You know, even when he does like the spit in the hand and the punch, is like, brother, we seen that before, brother. It was like Samoan drop, the splash. I think the only thing he can account for is the splash because him and his brother were doing the splash more often than everybody else. But as far as like spear,
yeah.
Samoan drop, spit in the hand punch, and he's still out here stealing Gunther's chokehold and doing a piss poor job of implementing it, if I may say so. As a jujitsu practitioner myself, brother, I would have been able to defend that no problem. You can have your hand on the outside. Somebody could just pull that down.
So you saying Gunther needs to work on his submission defense?
I think Gunther needs to work on that, and Jay needs to get a few more rolls in and learn how to actually sink it in. But
even taking the beat down, like even being like playing the Ricky Morton role,
right,
so to speak, last night. It's kind of like even the beat down and the part of, like all of that wasn't on Jay. A lot of that, again, Cena been moving in slow motion, man. And so yeah, like that match like wasn't good. Like Cody, Logan Paul, and Truth pretty much saved that match.
And I'm glad you brought that up about Logan Paul, because despite the words we had for the brother during our ring theory session, I feel as though he was able to kind of hold it all together and kind of make do with what he had, and he hit the I guess what was it? Or no, he was holding the drone while he was getting superplexed, and then Jay came out of nowhere with the big splash, and then hitting that acai moonsault, onto the table. Like the brother was throwing out moves. Like I said, he's a phenomenal athlete,
and he's a phenomenal athlete, and he also has the green light to do that stuff. Because I'm sure there are other guys on the roster that could do what Logan Paul is doing. You know, somebody we talk about all the time, Carmelo Hayes, could probably do a lot of what we're seeing bell to bell from Logan Paul, but he doesn't have that green light. And so it's like, not only like Logan Paul is good. Like, let's not take that away from him, especially for somebody that is so new, relatively speaking, to the business. But he also has the green light to be able to do what he wants, and that helps.
Well, I don't know how they could give out green lights. They don't see color, brother Nate. No, but let me stop. Yeah, I think you make an interesting point. And to go with another talent that we saw earlier, in both, allegedly in both Money in the Bank and in Worlds Collide, with a Chad Gable, where he had a terrific match with El Hijo del Vikingo. And like you said, you got guys who can do a bunch of stuff, but they're just not given that outlet, or they're not given the green light, as you said.
Like, you telling me
And
Ray Phoenix can't do everything that Logan Paul is out here doing? Like, come on. We just seen this man Phoenix on these streets do some amazing things.
but you rather have them get head butted with a with a loaded mask and then get beat. So yeah, I just feel the match was kind of lackluster, and again, the only person who even like I don't know if he saved it but made it interesting was the guy who I like the least in all the WWE, but I will give him his credit when credit is due. So there, you happy, Logan Paul? Somebody actually gave you some credit. Okay, chill out.
I mean, no, I don't think anybody would say that he's not a good performer. It's just you're a good performer and also a terrible human being, Logan Paul. Two things can exist at the same time, sir.
Yeah, and also like your actual character is still pretty mid. Like it's like you're awesome physical performer, and then you got hints of knowing what to do, like into improv when people are booing you and stuff. But it's like when you get on the microphone, you're just a generic heel.
Yes, and
Like
that's the thing. Like Logan Paul is who Austin Theory wishes he was. Like when Austin Theory goes to sleep at night, like, I'm gonna dream about being a great wrestler. He sees Logan Paul because that's like Logan Paul is like if somebody. It's much like people were saying Austin Reeves is like the upgrade, the system upgrade to Alex Caruso for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Logan Paul is like Austin Theory 2.0. Like we cleaned up a lot of the bugs that were in the original launch of Austin Theory, but there's still this heel character work that we still haven't tinkered with.
And as we mentioned before, he already had like a built-in I want to say a built-in fan base, but also a built-in hater base.
Yes,
where, where people wanted to boo him.
Yeah.
And so
he's not, and that's the thing. Like I can easily buy Austin Theory 2.0, shall I say? I can buy Logan Paul as a mid-card champion, like all day. But he's eventually gonna win a world championship. And in order to do that, I think he's got to take that next step, which is maybe Cena's coaching him up backstage, but right now, if he won the belt, he would not be a main event heel, in my opinion.
Who is that, Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I believe
not
that
when you
well.
compare him to somebody like
I
Seth Rollins, not when you compare him to somebody like Drew McIntyre, not when you compare him even to somebody on the level of a Chad Gable. Like I think Chad Gable's got better heel work right now than Logan Paul.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother Nate.
Go watch some Naomi tapes, Logan Paul, if you want to know how a heel really get down, dog.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And speaking of Naomi, what'd you think about her win, man? I'll go ahead in a minute, man. I was jumping up, scream some profanities in jubilation, just to see her finally get her due. And then I know she went to do the post show with Big E.
That was great. That was great.
Yeah, just a terrific moment between Big E and Naomi.
The thing I love, like, yes, you had this real moment between Naomi and Big E and with the fans. And the fans are like, man, you deserve it. And she's like, shut up. I don't need you now. And I'm like, she gets it. She gets it. And yeah, again, I told you Jey Uso is on championship watch. Tiffy. It might be a wrap for you, girl. It might be a wrap for you, girl. Because the way that audience was behind Naomi, it's like, and I think if they're smart, they can continue. Like Naomi is ostensibly a heel, but I think they can play like Naomi she's the heel whose logic you can buy, even though you don't agree with her actions. And so, like, I think, and they're dabbling a little bit into like the psychology of Naomi and what's going on in her head and this and that. And it's like a far more interesting character than Tiffany Stratton.
Yes. And kind of to circle this back around to Logan Paul, like you said, so much more interesting. like it's not as though she just came out and was like, "Oh, I'm bad. Oh, I pushed Jade into the car. Oh, hate me, hate me." No,
Right.
she had layers, and it seemed as though she had character development because, and I think I mentioned this on an episode of NWA Nubian Wrestling Advocates presented by Post Wrestling. I mentioned this on NWA where it was on one hand, she was like, "Oh, Bianca, you my best friend, and I
Mm-hmm.
did it for you." But then on the other hand, she was sounding like a jealous ex. And then
Mm-hmm.
it was like she was crying like tears of sadness in her promos, but
Yep.
then she would flip it around and just be like, "But now I have the power now." And then I had like the
But
crippling.
when they came back last week on SmackDown, and they were in Bianca's hometown, and she's still
Mhm.
trying to be friends, and then Bianca's like, "Nah, we not cool like that no more." And she's like, "Well, you better watch it, or you and your mama gonna end up in a wheelchair." It's like, hold on, there, sis.
Right?
Like,
And when and even before that, when she was like, "I went everywhere looking for you. I even went to your mama's house, your parents' house. They
mm-hmm.
weren't there though." I was like, "Jesus, what is wrong with you, girl?" So just the development, like, show me why we need to hate you, or show me
Mm-hmm.
why we need to be worried about you as being like this crazy dangerous person.
Yep.
Like Logan's not showing me why we need to be worried about him, why we should hate him. Only off the sole premise that he's an a-hole. But
Right.
like he's not really giving us any other reason to like despise him or dislike him. And he's not showing any growth with his character, whereas Naomi showed growth with her character. And I'm glad that she got the money in the bank. So you think she's gonna cash in on Tiffy,
Yes.
not EO? Not
Yeah. I
EO?
think I think she's gonna cash in on Tiffy because it makes everything more seamless. Because eventually, where we're headed is Bianca and Naomi. And
Mm,
so instead of 2 or 3 people having to switch shows to make this happen, like let's just keep it in house. Plus, with EO, I think with EO, like obviously you've got the matchup with Rhea that is there. Rhea's never beaten EO 1-on-1, but I think you've also got some more interesting matchups where with people like EO and uh, uh, Stephanie,
oh yeah.
like EO and Stephanie, or is Stephanie SmackDown or Raw? Stephanie
Good
is
question. I think she's on. Well, that's the thing. They haven't really put her. I think she might be on Raw now. I
okay. So you
think.
got EO
Don't
Stephanie.
quote
You've
me.
also got EO Liv. You've got EO and Roxanne. Like I think there's
Mhm,
more interesting matchups there. Versus if you put Naomi on Smack on Raw and she takes the belt off of EO, like yeah, there can be some interesting matchups, but they're not the matchups we want to see. Like I think EO Naomi Rhea could be fun. Um, but to me, it's like not only do you have Bianca on SmackDown, but you've also got Nia Jax, and they had like a little frenemy type of deal going. Shout out to the
mhm.
Queen. And then eventually you've got Jade all on SmackDown. So it just makes sense. It's more seamless. Like
Gotcha.
why do you want to complicate things for these writers who have shown that they're already overworked, Ray?
That's true. That's true. Um, and before we get to the rest of the card, I think this was interesting because I think I heard, um, of course, uh, your man Adam Pierce. He got to show that he putting in work. So he came out with kind of like a quick promo of tomorrow night's Raw, and he talked about, first off, Nikki Bella's coming back, and also the opening rounds of the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So do you see maybe the winner of that kind of hindering Naomi being able to cash in on whoever wins?
No.
No.
Because here's the thing: whenever they do Money in the Bank, there's always one that is immediate and one that is drawn out.
Mm.
And so I feel like, honestly, and I hate to keep throwing dirt on this man's name, but I feel like with your boy main event Jay, that's gonna be sooner rather than later, dog. I feel like we might not even get to SummerSlam with this man Jey Uso with the belt. But with Naomi, I feel like Naomi is going to be this constant presence in the background. Like I said, so Queen of the Ring is going to be interesting though, because I could easily see, because again, I don't think Tiffy is long for the title, but I could see maybe somebody like Bianca winning Queen of the Ring, beating Tiffy. And then that leads us down the path towards Bianca Naomi.
Okay. Now, you did mention, and I guess we could go ahead and talk about Seth winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. You did mention usually one is cashed in like relatively early, either on the night of or on the next night or sometime during that week. And then the other one is kind of held on for a substantial amount of time. Now, I was thinking that since Seth won, I thought Seth was going to cash in last night, but then get thwarted by Roman Reigns. So now, what do you think is a more of a possibility?
This man Ray Williams has been fooled. This man Ray Williams has been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok by this man Roman Reigns out here. And I'm not going to go as far as Jermaine and say this man is overrated, say this man ain't worth the money and whatnot. But I will say Roman Reigns last year or so kind of become an aura merchant, if you will, Ray. Kind of become a return merchant. Like, like Roman Reigns will return. Like, ain't this brother returned twice already in the last calendar year? How many times you gonna return, Roman? So yeah, like I did not buy, because I saw some rumors like Roman Reigns may return at Money in the Bank. It's like I don't think this is accurate, Ray. But yes, obviously I think there will be some Roman Seth interaction, but I think the way we get to that is Seth and his goons beat Jay down and take the title off of Jay. And that Roman got to come through for Cuz.
Now, if Roman doesn't come, do you think CM Punk is going to cost Seth that opportunity?
No, I don't think. See, that's where you and I are different, Ray. I don't think CM Punk is or Roman or Sami Zayn or anybody is going to cost Seth this opportunity. I think Seth Rollins is winning this championship, Ray. Mark my words. This is not a prediction, Ray. This is a damn spoiler, man.
I don't know, man.
Come on, man. What has Jey Uso given you? And this is, again, I love this brother. Hey, Jay, if you watching tonight, I love you, Oos. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. But it's your time is ticking, brother. You can only get away with these interests for so long, brother.
I don't know, man. I can see Seth being cost the opportunity and then him losing the briefcase, but I think there's more of a story there if he does win the championship. He's got too many people with targets on his back for him to just waltz in and win the belt. I know he's got his
that's why he got his goon squad though.
Yeah, the goon squad.
And somebody threw a wild theory out today, and I was like, man, I was like Hawkeye in Avengers Endgame when he was killing all them people up in Japan, and your girl Natasha was like, hey, Clint, stop killing these people, dog. It's not a good look. We might be able to bring everybody back, even your family. And he was like, hey, don't give me hope, man. Don't give me hope. I saw this theory out there that Seth was going to add one more person to the crew, and it's not Drew McIntyre, who I predicted, but they said, if you look at who he's been getting, it's all been like goons, basically.
Right.
You got Bronson Reed. You got LeBron Breaker. Who's the biggest goon out there? What if the next goon is Omos? And I was like, oh, my goodness. Shout out to the Homo sapiens, ladies and gentlemen.
And you can also, since we've already seen Seth Rollins kind of make good with Braun Breaker, who gave him like 6 tsunamis.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was finding a way to make good with him. I guess he could make good with a former opponent, a former Backlash opponent as well. So
And that's
I can
why I
see
think,
it.
like, yes, like Punk and Zayn and them, they're gonna try to get in the way. They're gonna try to keep this man Seth Rollins from winning the belt. But I think that's why you've got, you know, the white vision, as you called them, Ray.
Oh, no, you call. Don't put that on me. I
I don't
already
see
get
color.
enough flack for being a milkman, though.
I don't see color, Ray Williams. I don't see color, brother.
Well, we kind of discussed the Money in the Bank, the men's Money in the Bank. Now, brother Solo Sikoa, who had an opportunity, was thwarted by his quote right hand man, Jacob Fatu. Do you think that this is a good look? Because I see like the crew, or not the crew, but I see the crowd was cheering for, because Jacob's a baby face for all intents and purposes.
Yes, basically.
He's a face now. And they were cheering him even as he was thwarting Solo from going up to retrieve the briefcase. Now, do you think him kind of doing what Seth said in the form of backstabbing Solo Sikoa, do you think this still is a good look for him as a face, or do you think that might undercut him being a good guy?
No, because of who he did it to.
True.
If he had done it, you know, to somebody that the audience loved, yes, that undercuts it. But and I hate to say it, man, I feel like I'm being real anti-Samoan tonight. I'm being real anti-Uce tonight. But don't nobody give a damn about no Solo, man.
Oh, don't you dare.
Don't nobody give a damn about the street champ, brother. And I like Solo. But it's like Solo always has been the wish Uce, man. The Timu Uce. When he was in the original bloodline behind Roman, it's like, yeah, one of y'all got the juice, the other y'all got the powdered mix that you got to add water to get the juice. now he got his own group, and we're like, okay, Solo, he doing his own thing, Ray. He got his own crew. Wait a minute, Jacob got the juice. Solo's still over here with the powdered mix, trying to stir it up, add some sugar to it, make us think that he got the juice. You ain't got the juice, Solo.
Oh man. Hey, Solo. Jacob may hate you, but brother, I love you, Solo. I'm on the opposite end. I love Solo right now. I think he's, especially all during last night.
I love Solo too, but come on, Ray. Come on, Ray.
Being a troll. No,
Jacob on a whole different level right now, dog.
No, brother, you used to Kool-Aid juice. What if this brother's trying to give you Welch's and you don't want Welch's? He got some of the juice, and it's crazy how he's getting spinned around. Like, people wanted to see more Solo when he was in the bloodline with Roman, and now that he's taking over, now it's like, oh, we don't want him like that. You got to be this way. You can't be that.
So here's the thing, Solo Sikoa. I'm about to break it down, Ray. I'm about to break it down in a way you can understand this, brother. Solo Sikoa is Ralph Tresvant. Ralph Tresvant, cool. I love Ralph Tresvant. One of my favorite singers of all time, Ray. But when we looking in the group, when Ralph Tresvant was first in New Edition, he was the lead singer. But who did everybody think was the lead singer? Who did everybody think was the star, Ray? Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Bobby left the group. Ralph like, okay, it's Ralph time to shine, baby. It's all about Ralph. Who they bring in? Johnny Gill.
Yeah.
So Ralph, he the lead singer in New Edition, but he ain't never been the star. Solo, I like Solo. But in the original bloodline, he won't the star. And in the new bloodline, Jacob out here talking about, put on your red dress. Step on these high heels. Mama. And we like, go ahead, Jacob, go ahead. And then you got Solo in the corner talking about, you need a man with sensitivity. A man like me. Hey, boy. I'm telling you right now, Ray, I don't like to recycle material, but I'm using this whole riff on the NWA next week because this is exactly who Solo Sikoa is. He is the Ralph Tresvant of the Samoans.
Ralph Tress, man, getting strays, catching strays. It wasn't me, brother. But nah, I'm digging one. I
I mean,
think
it's a difference, Ray. Like, it's a difference. You see, you done started something you can't finish now, Ray Williams. It's a difference with this man, Ralph. I like Ralph, man. Like I said, I like Ralph, but it's a difference from cool it now. Ooh, watch out. And then you turn around, it's like, can you stand the rain? It's a difference, Ray. It's some gravitas to it. That Jacob Roman had the juice. Jacob got the juice. Solo, he got some juice, but it ain't that kind of juice.
Yeah, I the thing is though, it's like the expectations of Solo, I think are way exaggerated, and yeah, we know Jacob Fatu, he has like instant charisma.
You know what I
His
mean?
moveset is off the charts. Like, and the guy, yeah, the guy is just tremendous, like as him. But I just feel as though Solo Sikoa has worked so hard to develop his character.
I kind of feel like Solo kind of got to get away from the Samoans, dog. Like, if you put Solo on Raw, let him do his own thing, I feel like Solo could pop, but you put him next to them other Samoans, it's kind of like,
Yeah, and you do got him with JC Shazeo.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe bring back, I don't know if you want to bring back I don't know what's going on with the Tongans, man. Like I think
we ain't seen the Tongans in a minute.
Yeah, and I think they were saying Tongaloa was ready to come back, but then I think Tama Tonga is still kind of hurt. But I think if he had the Tongans back and he had JC Mateo had his back, I think he could still make a difference. We do have the draft that is supposed to be coming up as well. That usually comes up within the summertime. So maybe that might get, like you said, just being on a fresh show with some new bodies to work with, maybe they might get him back. But
who's the mid card champ on Raw?
Mid card champ on Raw, that would be the Intercontinental champ, right? That's Dirty Dom Mysterio, who last minute successfully defended his championship last night against Octagon Jr. So
I could see Solo and Dom, like Solo being the big bad bully, and Dom somehow has become this lovable scumbag. I could see Solo like having an IC title run.
Yeah, I could see that as well. I'm surprised he didn't get a chance to have a U.S. title run, especially when he was feuding with LA Knight. During that time, the LA Knight had the belt, but
and now that window closed because Johnny Gill in the building.
Yeah,
that man Johnny Gill. I won't be your fair weather friend. I'll be there till the end. Like, okay. Like Jacob on that stuff right now. Like, I don't know if anybody remember when Johnny Gill tried to be like a freaky singer, and he had that song "The Floor." You remember that song "The Floor," Ray? I'm gonna hit the floor, so much to explore, a lot of pop to ignore. I'm gonna hit the floor, and he was just talking about how he's gonna had his girl up in the back seat of the car, had his girl in the elevator. It was like yeah, a stallion, a brakes, or whatever it takes. Got my boots, got my hat, got my riding pants. Like when Johnny Gill started getting nasty on him, Ray. That's what Jacob Fatu bringing to the game right now. He on that nasty Johnny Gill type of stuff. And then you look back at Solo still over there talking about, I'm a stone cold gentleman, do the best I can. Like, come on, brother. We passed that now, Solo. We over here being nasty with Jacob.
I think we over here being nasty. I think Solo might end up taking the belt from Jacob, to be honest.
I could see that in a way, because I feel like And this is part of the problem. This is part of the problem because we've got one world title that's kind of being held hostage in some aspect by John Cena. And we know that's ultimately probably going to go back to Cody. Would you? I think Solo beating Jacob is not a bad idea. I do think though that I would have Jacob hold it for as long as possible until you're ready to move him up to that next level.
Yeah.
Because I think he's that like he's somebody that can kind of solidify the U.S. title in a way that, you know, I love LA Knight, but like LA Knight, I don't think was that guy. They're like that you want to tune in like, oh, LA Knight's gonna have a match tonight. I need to see this. I don't think that's something people say.
Yeah, that's true. Even though I mean LA Knight, who was my pick in my head, I didn't put this on I didn't put it on wax, but in my head, I thought LA Knight was going to win the Money in the Bank. To be honest, I don't know where they go with him because I think like the window to kind of push him into that stratosphere.
Yeah, I'd move him to Raw. I think he'd be a good. I think he'd be like a good first or second opponent for Seth Rollins. Like he ain't gonna beat Seth Rollins, but I think they'd have an interesting little feud.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like so many guys who you could see in that main event picture. At least in my understanding, I could see in that main event picture that are just kind of being not squandered, but it kind of like treading water right now. Like we mentioned Ray Phoenix, and of course we'd be remiss to not mention his brother Penta, who was also in that Money in the Bank match. Like you met, we talked about LA Knight, we talked about Jacob Fatu, who you could push up there at any moment. It just seemed, but like you said, with the titles kind of being bogged down right now, and not in the case of Jay. Like I feel like Jay he's doing his best, and he does have the crowd behind him. It's just, man, you got
Ray Williams out here like Tommy Davis and the Juana, man. I still love you, Jay Uso.
But I think especially when you got Gunther hovering in that space, like you said, you got Seth Rollins, who at any moment could be cash that in and become the champ. I just think, and then we talked about John Cena kind of holding that title hostage. And I agree with everything you said about John Cena. I ain't got nothing to defend that brother. I won't go to the lengths. I won't go to the lengths of we got to take him out back and put him down. But it's like,
I mean, people are lowering their like I think even Wei Ting over at Post, like he was doing his best to defend John Cena, man, and so was I. But it's like at a certain point there is a certain standard of competence that you have for these main events, and I feel like Cena is doing the wrong thing in trying to still wrestle. Like he needs to, and this is maybe one of the few instances where I would tell somebody to take a page out of Terry Bollea's book. But when Terry Bollea was Hollywood Hogan, he wasn't trying to have like 5-star classics to whatever extent Hogan could have a 5-star classic. He was doing all the smoke and mirror stuff. He was doing all the classic dastardly heel stuff, right? And I feel like Cena needs to kind of lean more into that instead of like, I can still wrestle. I'm a wrestler.
Yeah, I see that as well. But the thing is, though, is like he's trying to do all the dastardly stuff too. I just don't think it's coming across the way he wants it to come across. Like he's doing all, and we talked about this before in NWA as well. It's kind of like he has a checklist. It's like, oh, kick somebody low, check. Hit him, give him a belt shot to the head, check. But it's just like no spirit in it. Like again, with that character development, is like, you mean to tell me all of this is because you felt like you were in a bad, abusive relationship? I don't get that. and still no Dwayne, no Travis Scott, thank God. But
his mama was there. His mama was there last night.
I heard Mama was there. I was like, wait a minute, what? I mean, but you know, I think she stay out in L.A. So I guess whenever they offer her a free show, she was like, "Oh, okay, I guess so." So, but yeah, no Dwayne, but yeah, I just think with John, I think his time is up. Somebody else's time is about to be now. So we'll see what happens with that belt. So kind of moving off, we talked about our Money in the Bank winners. Um, any other things on the card that kind of stood out to you? Like I mentioned before, Dirty Dom successfully defends his championship against Octagon Jr. We had Lyra Valkyria lose the women's intercontinental championship against uh, Becky Becky Lynch. And I think that was the only other match besides the tag match and the two Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah.
So, anything stand out from those two Intercontinental title matches?
I think you could make an argument that Becky and Lyra was bell to bell the best match on the show. Although I would argue,
Mhm.
like I like the women's money. I think I'd go women's Money in the Bank. Mm, Lyra, Becky, and then men's Money in the Bank. But they're all kind of close. They're all kind of clumped together. And then way down is that main event. Like. Like that was despicable. But yeah, like I thought the women's Money in the Bank to me, like that was like a great moment for Naomi, and I'm excited. I think she and Truth like are the two performers I'm most excited about coming out of this show to see what they do with those characters.
Good to see. Good to see the non-traditional win for a change. Let's
You
get it.
know, the blackest night in Triple H's entire booking regime. Like, and
Right.
that's only halfway a joke, Ray. Like. All we needed was Carmelo Hayes to win a match, and we'd have been like, "Wait a minute, did HBK get the book by accident?"
I know, right?
Like,
Someone
Hunter,
well,
let me handle this, Hunter. These allegations ain't looking good right now.
right. Well, if Sean had the book, you know, Sexy Red would have been somewhere close. But we'll see what happened with Cardi B and SummerSlam. No, Sean might take over one of those nights since it's supposed to be 2 nights. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, um, I was talking about Raw. So any surprises when it comes to Raw? Like I said, we're expecting, or it's reported that Brie Bella is, or not Brie Bella, but Nikki Bella is coming back, is
Mm-hmm.
returning, and then we're going to have these opening matches for the King and Queen of the Ring. Um, you mentioned Money in the Bank, one of the briefcases possibly being cashed in. What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I think I want to see your man Jey Uso out here, man, redeem himself, man. Redeem himself. Come on, Jay. We know you got one in you at least. Against this
Mm-hmm.
man Gunther Slim Walt out here. I think that'll be a fun match. But again, like the thing I'm most interested in is seeing if Truth has a presence at the start of the show. Because that's the thing you went off the
Mm-hmm.
air with is Truth costing John Cena and Logan Paul this match. Do we hear from Truth and how do they play it? Because the way they played it last night made it seem like, oh, Truth is this outside invader. What's he doing here? Like he was having a contract dispute. Neither side could come to an agreement. Like how do they portray Truth on his return? Like that to me is like going to be one of the focal points of the episode. But then yeah, like I want to see what they do with King and Queen of the Ring, and then hopefully your boy Jay has a good match, man, and hopefully Seth doesn't cash in on him tomorrow. Like at least let Jay get through a weekend, brother, without you raining on his parade.
Yeah, I hope he makes it through the weekend as well. Still with the belt. Um, and you were mentioning Michael Cole's journalistic integrity before. How this brother, I think it was during the match with or during the Money in the Bank match when he was talking about El Grande Americano, um, got the nerve to bring up Wikipedia. It's like, brother, you have been a war correspondent, and your best source It's Wikipedia, brother. You need to come. You need to leave. Come on, dude. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm looking a little forward to Brie or Nikki Bella. I keep getting the twins mixed up. I look forward to Nikki Bella coming back. I want to see like what is she intending on doing? Like, is she intending on returning like full time, or is she just here on like a case by case basis? Because I know there've been some reports of her wanting to come back like full
Yeah.
time and be a part of it. And by the way, wish her all the best with all the reports about her ex-husband coming out. So I'm glad to see her back, and I'm glad to see her in a good space to be back. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. And yeah, I want Jay to retain, or at least make it out um to where he's not getting it cashed in on him. Like, I want some, because with these teases, you gotta have like some false starts here and there. So hopefully, like Seth's music plays, he'll come out, but then CM Punk jumps him from behind or something.
Yeah.
So he never gets to even like use the case. He still has it, but Jay lives to fight on another day. And like they're trying to tell the story about Jay being beat down over the last few weeks or since becoming a champion, and being beat down and being vulnerable at any time. So yeah, but
Samoan Orange Cassidy.
yes, exactly. Exactly. So we'll see what happens. By the way, don't have the French and the Samoans after you, Nate. We don't need that. We don't need them.
But no, I think Nikki's probably back. Like, I don't think she's going to be back full time, but I do feel like she's going to be a part timer. But she's also here probably to get the hype train rolling on Evolution.
Mm.
Because again,
yeah.
like that's something that I feel like they're gonna start hyping up here as we get closer and closer to that event. And that might be a good event for Naomi to make her first move towards the title. I'm not saying that she'll cash in that night, but we might start to get some hints.
Yeah, I can see that happening. And by the way, yeah, that weekend is going to be kind of packed, right? It's going to have I think that Saturday is going to be, so what? That Saturday is going to be Great American Bash, and is that Night of Champions or no?
No, I don't think so.
It's Great American Bash, and then it's a second show on that card. I mean, on that day, and then that Sunday is going to be Evolution.
Yes,
I forget what's the other thing, but then also that weekend, of course, is going to be AEW All In as well. I believe.
Yeah, because that's where they tried to go head to head to siphon off some of the audience.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm glad that Evolution is returning, and the women get to have their day. And I guess that's why they're bringing up all of these women from NXT too, is to kind of fill out that card. Like have Julia on there, have Stephanie Vakura on there, have possibly Jordan Grace. We can see what happens with that. I know they brought Lola Vice in to team up with Stephanie Vakura during Worlds Collide yesterday. So I don't know, man. I think, like you said, I think they're already kind of putting in the puzzle pieces, sliding in the puzzle pieces as far as what's going to be on that Evolution card. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, like, it's surprising it's taking them this long to do another one, but I think the time is right.
All right, and with that, yes, folks. Now we talk about basketball again, but it's in halftime right now. OKC have a commanding lead right now at halftime, 59-41. Nate, do you think this will be a little? Well, I mean, I guess it's obvious looking at the score, but do you think OKC will be able to hold on this lead throughout the second half?
Yeah, I mean, Indiana's obviously going to make a run at some point, but I feel like tonight Oklahoma City is not going to fall on the same banana peel. They're not going to slip again, Ray.
Yeah,
Not
and
going to fall for the old banana in the tailpipe again.
well, I think I heard someone talking about this before, but I think it was Bomani Jones. Shout out, friend of the program, who was mentioning this on like a special episode of his podcast that he had on YouTube, The Right Time with Bomani Jones. But he was mentioning how game one, OKC was getting a lot of forcing a lot of turnovers, but they weren't turning them into points. Like,
yeah.
I think now they're doing that a lot more efficiently today, and Chet Holmgren is turning up now. I think last game he had 6 points. This half so far he's had 11 points, I believe. So that's why I was saying with these not secondary players, but these guys other than SGA have to step up and kind of like push Indiana. Like I was saying before, with Indiana saying, "Oh, we didn't even play our best game." Like I know for a fact OKC hasn't played their best game. So I think when
Doris Burke out here wearing her little Princess Leia outfit. Okay, talking about some help me Obi-Wan, you're my only hope type shit.
She got like the gold necklaces going around too.
Okay, Doris.
She knows she knows she got people out here still crushing on her.
You know, she had to lay low for a minute during that whole Kendrick Drake beef because of the way Drake used to come at her.
Oh yeah.
Hey Doris, keep the family away.
and by the way, that's a shock. You would think I was about to say that, like you would think Doris would be out of his age range, but apparently not.
Maybe that was his smoke screen. I couldn't do the things you accuse me of. I like mature women like Doris Burke. What are these allegations, Crody? That's crazy, yo. Like 1 year ago today, man, we was all in the midst of it.
Mm-hmm.
This time last year was the beef to end all beefs.
Right. AKA
that was a wild time, man. That was a wild week, Ray.
Yeah, it was crazy, and that actually kind of it makes me think about an instance or a conversation that I had with one of the kids at my school. I don't know how we got on this conversation, but oh, I guess he was doing like a report or something, and it was asking what a very influential artist, what like musical artist or singer has been very influential between the time or during their lifetime, which is like 2010 on up. And so we were trying to get something from him. Like he was just like, I don't know. And then we're like, well, who's your favorite artist? And he was just like going through the steps and saying, well, I listen to rap. I was like, okay, well, who's your favorite rapper? And he was like, NBA Youngboy. I was like, okay. Because I'm thinking, I mean, I know Kendrick is of a different age group, but I'm like, as far as like influential, and I don't want to give the brother answers. If you think NBA Youngboy is influential, then by all means. But I'm like, Kendrick is right there. He's like he's sitting right there for the taking.
And honestly, I think if not for the beef, he probably would have said Drake.
Well,
like he may have said Drake if not for the beef.
Yeah.
But I think the beef then eroded. Like all them kids that used to listen to Drake, it ain't the cool thing to do no more.
Yeah. Like I don't know how he's gonna come back from this, man.
Don't speak on the family, Crody. Somebody gonna bleed in your family, Crody. That was all. That man just being at work, like, oh snap, Drake dropped. Oh snap, Kendrick dropped. Going home, Kendrick dropped again? Like that Friday night. That Friday where we got it was Friday into Saturday. So Friday night we had I think it was all in that 24 hours because that morning Friday Kendrick dropped 616 in LA.
Yeah.
That night Drake dropped Family Matters. An hour later Drake dropped Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams, yeah.
The next day he dropped Not Like Us. Like, whoo.
We were eating good, man. Hip hop fans, we were eating good.
Like, I keep trying to tell people, man.
Oh, good.
Family Matters would have bodied 80% of the rappers out there, man. Would have got him out the paint, but not Kendrick.
Yeah, man. That's the thing, and I mentioned this too. Is like I made the comparison to when when Jay-Z had the Blueprint 1.5 or the Blueprint 2, and it's like anybody else, he would have destroyed everybody else with that track. But Ether though, it did not. There was no way. So yeah, I don't know what Drake's gonna do. I mean, apparently he's welcome to WWE whenever he would like to come, because I guess
of course he ended up
there. Birds of a feather, like we were talking about on the parlay.
Woo! Uh-oh. Man, this man cooking right now.
And the lead is now up to 20. I think the largest of the night was 21. SGA.
Damn, SGA put that man in the blender.
Step back. Swish'ems.
Drop a 50 bag for the mob in the spot.
And I was really
trying to keep it PG.
I was thinking, like, it's a lot of people, I guess. I don't know if you saw that video. I think it was the video. I guess it was going around on social media. There's a song from one of Usher's albums back in the day, that was really, I guess, apparently is really hot in the UK, and it's like a legendary track in the UK, but over here it's like we haven't even really heard of it like that. I think that's how Drake needs to roll. He needs to be like, let me find another audience. Let me go over here to the UK and just drop bangers in the UK, like far away from as far away from Kendrick as possible. Like, let me see what these Portuguese charts are hitting on. Let me see.
Just become a drill rapper in England.
Oh, my
new style. What do you think of it? What do you think of it, bruv?
Bruv. So I don't know, but other than that, yeah, I don't see no coming back for him, man.
That man had his ex at the Super Bowl, Ray. The Super Bowl.
Sea walking
all over the stage at the Super Bowl, Ray.
All over his proverbial grave, pretty much.
Can't even watch football no more.
Well, good thing. Like at the time, wasn't he in Australia? So hopefully he was like well ahead of time to where he didn't have to watch the game.
And the fact that like the memes and the IG reels and the TikToks born out of that Super Bowl performance, like still like. I would say up until maybe a few weeks ago, like they was still pretty popular. Like they lasted well beyond the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like there's like this one girl at work that delivers for one of the companies that we work with, and like at least once a week, like she'll be like, "Is you really gonna do it?" like yeah, just out of nowhere, like I was asking if you were going to sign for this product. But okay, if you want to do memes now.
She literally said that as you were asking her a question.
She says it at least once a week. Like it'll be something like somebody be like, "Oh, I'll sign for that." Is you really gonna do it? Then get on it like that. Like, ma'am, no. Like, did you think we was about to have a moment right now?
Miss, we are in a professional workplace, Miss. Keep the memes to yourself, Miss. Oh, but we'll see what happens, man.
That man thought he had him, Ray. Thought he had him, Ray. Yeah. The Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody give him a Grammy right now. They did, Drake. They did. Multiple Grammys.
They did. You had a room full of white people, older white people shouting out A minor at your expense, brother.
Yes.
At the Grammys.
And Tay was out there having the time of her life.
She really was. I bet Taylor was like, if only Kendrick was going up against Kanye, then I'd really get to celebrate this.
And then, like, that ain't even the cherry on top, Ray. The cherry on top is this man Metro. He could have left this man Metro out of this whole thing. Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums. He made some drums, Ray.
Oh, yes, he did.
Man, BBL Drizzy.
Oh, Lord. And then we don't even mention the fact that now a brother who came out of nowhere, Mustard. Like, I ain't never heard of no DJ Mustard before this. And then Not Like Us drop. Did you hear about DJ Mustard before Not Like Us?
Yeah, but like he wasn't like a superstar, but I'd heard the name.
He was no
Metro. Like I've heard I've heard like his DJ tag, like Mustard on the beat, ho. Like you remember that song I'm Different?
I think so. Yeah.
Mustard on the beat, ho. I'm different. I'm different. Like I heard his DJ tag on a few songs. So I knew of Mustard, but I didn't know like Mustard, like this man Mustard, not only was he dancing at the Super Bowl with Drake, this man Mustard got a whole deal from the Heinz Condiment Company. You can't like just be flipping through the channels. Mustard is still a thing.
It's like Sauce Gardner getting like his own barbecue.
Mm-hmm. I think he had a deal with Wingstop at one point.
Yeah. It's like just nickname yourself out of a condiment or a sauce, and you're gonna be making bread. Just get famous and nickname yourself like Ranch, DJ Ranch, MC Ranch in the building. You're gonna have Hidden Valley contract for life. But yeah, that guy. Yeah, I have to go and listen to some stuff that he had before then. I've heard about that song before, only because shout out to John Witherspoon, rest in peace. I think his son his son did a video of them talking together once, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know this music out here. I know this music out here, young man, young fellow." It was like, and then he was reciting the song, I'm different. I was like, you need to go somewhere, Pops. So that's the only way I know that song. So I need to check that out. But yeah, he had a glow up for sure.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you, Drake. It was like so many people benefit at Drake's expense. Like, doggone. Kendrick, who people were kind of saying, oh, he's a boring conscious rapper. And, oh, he don't make no hits. He don't make no jams. So thank you, Drake.
And then used the Super Bowl to launch his album, which, again, I feel like that was just like a little appetizer. I feel like he got another one coming.
Oh, another album?
Yeah.
I think GNX, it's got some good stuff on it.
I feel like before the end of the summer, we're gonna get a Kendrick drop. That's my prediction.
Before the end of this summer?
Yeah, before the end of the summer, we're gonna get a Kendrick drop. That's my prediction.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I like GNX a lot, but it did kind of feel like one of those in-between albums that Kendrick will do from time to time. Where it's almost like an EP.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like
it seemed like he had more hits on this album than like most of his other albums, like as far as like popular reception goes. He had quite a few.
I feel like this is probably his most popular album since, in terms of like radio play and stuff like that, streams, since Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I think Damn might still be his most popular album start to finish. But like I feel like you know, on this one you got TV Off, you got Luther, which Luther blew up for a little minute. Now like I think a lot of his songs are popular, like they're good songs, but I feel like it's more commercial. Because like you watch the damn Gatorade commercial and they bing bop boom bop bing bop bam.
Exactly.
The type of shit I drink you wouldn't understand. Like, oh, Gatorade? Like, wait a minute. Like I feel like he's got some things that are like not only popular from a commercial standpoint, but also like the IG and the TikToks. Like they're very memeable songs.
Oh, good steal. Yeah, I think so too. And it's making it kind of more palatable for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because doggone To Pimp a Butterfly, even though it has some deep stuff, he was not getting plays in the clubs with To Pimp a Butterfly.
Nah, like there's a couple songs off To Pimp a Butterfly that hit like All Right, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
All Right, and I think I had a little pop for a little minute. And it was the final track in Captain America, Brave New World, available now on Disney Plus. But I feel like this one is probably his most, other than Damn, his most commercially successful album. But even then, it still almost felt like an EP. Like it felt like he was just kind of getting into his bag. He didn't like this. Like Luther's a great song. Reincarnated, where he's like talking about this like the conversation he has with God and like this artist over the years. Like that's a really good song. Dodger Blue is a decent song too. Like that's some good cruising music. But yeah, I feel like Kendrick's got a full length album in the chamber that we gonna get by the end of the summer, Ray.
Well, we talked about Kendrick and possibly returning at the end of the summer. We talked about Drake and maybe returning to the States, maybe if not staying north or going elsewhere. But there was a third wheel in this that we talked about at the beginning of the aforementioned beef that you were kind of saying swept the nation last year. At the beginning, there was three parties involved. That third party being one Jermaine Cole. What's going on with him, man? And has he been releasing stuff? Or I know he came out with the Might Delete Later and all the stuff from that. I think that was an EP, and he was supposed to come out with something more substantial. What's things looking like with him?
I feel like Cole just kind of was like, yeah, this ain't my time.
Yeah.
Cole had the self-reflective moment that eventually I think is gonna happen with our man Solo Sikoa on these streets. It's like, you know what? It's larger forces than me operating right now in the world. I need to stop trying to fight it. I need to stop trying to go swim upstream, right? And just take some time for my peace. Because that EP got swallowed up. Because it's like, you with the way he left the beef and then the way Kendrick kind of exploded from the beef, it was like, I feel like there was room for artists to blow up outside of the beef, like people that weren't involved. Like Tyler the Creator had a big pop over the past year, but he was in a totally different lane than what Kendrick and them was doing.
Right.
But like because Cole was so tied to the beef, I feel like Cole just had to kind of like sit this one out. But yeah, I like Cole's great. Everybody loves J. Cole, but like I think he knew like, yeah, if I put anything out, particularly going head to head with GNX, it's not gonna hit right now.
True. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So, do you think? Well, but then it's like, if not then when? Because now that you mentioned Kendrick possibly dropping something towards the end of the summer, like when is Cole going to drop something? If
He
he's
better
been,
he better drop something by August. Better
right.
either that or wait till the fall, wait till football season, brother.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with him. But hey, and I think
Ray
not,
Jermaine Cole Ray is speaking directly to you. He challenging you as an artist. Ray is sitting here talking about drop a 50 bag for the mob in the spot. Keep on, Ray. Cole put that Ray Williams diss track out there.
I don't know. Maybe he might go back and play basketball in the African League. I don't know. give him something to do. We'll see, man. We'll see with J. Cole.
You keep on. Cole gonna put out a whole EP with just nothing but Ray Williams diss tracks called No Correlation.
No, and then he gonna feel remorse. He gonna feel remorse and then delete it all about 3 days later, like he did.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ray. My spirit was jaded,
I'm
brother.
It was heavy in my spirit. Weighing on my spirit.
Weighing on my soul.
But yeah, man. It's still kind of a blowout now. 17-point lead, 4.5 minutes left in the third. Well, man. Halliburton hasn't been showing up.
Yeah. This is the point in the game where OKC really, like, I feel like OKC has one more big run, like a 10-2 run, 11-5 run, somewhere in that neighborhood. Like they could put the game away. But like it's still Indiana can still make a charge, but like this is the time of the game where I think OKC got to put them away.
I think so too. And there's one cat on here. He's been making big shots on OKC, and it hasn't been Shea or Chet. This guy has been making some big time 3-pointers. I'm trying to get his jersey number. 21. 21. What's his name? It won't show his name on. You can't see his name, but he's been making some big shots. So I think other people have been stepping up, like I was mentioning before. Just more people stepping up to take more of the load off of Shea. So
okay, good job. Finally advertising some WNBA games. Good job, ABC.
What was that? Sky versus who? The Storm was that?
Sky had a bad day today. Not only did they lose the game,
I heard,
but looked like at least for the season, maybe forever, we done lost our girl out here, Courtney Vandersloot, man.
What, she got hurt?
Yeah, man. Looked like she came down, and I don't know what happened, but like, yeah, it looked pretty bad. Yeah, this Sky team, like they ain't got the energy like they had last year. Like even coming through the hallway with their little routine, Camilla looked done with it. Angel looked like she just going through the motions.
Wiggins.
To bring Teaspoon back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this guy. Like, yeah, your niece only had 4 points, and they just get blowed out by a fever team without Caitlin Clark on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and again, going back to Bomani Jones, he mentioned Angel Reese kind of maybe in terms of personality, maybe kind of being a star, but in terms of play, not going to be on the level of star as a Caitlin Clark. Do you kind of feel the same way, as though you don't know if she's going to develop to be that true rival of Caitlin Clark later on
Not
down
from
the stretch?
an offensive standpoint, no. Like I feel like Angel Reese's ceiling offensively is probably somebody who can consistently get you 15 a game.
Mm.
That's probably her ceiling from an offensive standpoint. Defensively, like she's an all-star. Like from a defensive
Mhm.
perspective, defensive rebounding, she got that in the bag. But it's like, and it feels like I don't know, like all the work her and Camilla did in the offseason. Like Camilla was playing overseas, Angel was playing in Unrivaled. Like you started to
Yeah.
see more of that offensive game, but it's just not translating to the WNBA season. And I don't know if that's something the Angels got to fix or if it's something with the coaching. But yeah, like they and again, like just the morale of the team feels bad right now.
Hmm. Now, what do you think? Because I also heard people online just mentioning that, man, her shot is kind of broken. Like she's always
Mm-hmm.
getting swatted down. I think a couple plays that when they were playing against New York, that John Quill Jones was just
Yeah.
all over her, and people were kind of saying that, man, she didn't develop anything like during college or during, like you said, during the off season. Like she didn't really develop her shot so where she can avoid getting layups blocked. Like what do you feel about that? Like, well, and kind of to push that to a more broader question, do
Mm-hmm.
you think college, because I know some people have mentioned this before, do you think college is supposed to help players develop now, or do you think that it's more since with NIL and with more big names being within college basketball that it's mainly about winning and not much about developing players?
College can help players develop, but even in the NBA, like college is not what it used to be. College is
Mhm,
more so like, yeah, you want to develop your skills, hone your skills, but it's ultimately like, what do I need to do to get to the league? And so
mhm,
for Angel, what she needed to do to get to the league was work on defense and rebounding, and she's got that. The shot though, like yeah, she's got to work on that, and I feel like she did in Unrivaled. Like if you go and look at what she did in Unrivaled, obviously it's a different game than the WNBA game, but her offense was picking up in Unrivaled, and it feels like for whatever reason, it's I wouldn't say it's taking a step back because I think she's still offensively a little bit better than she was last year in the WNBA, but she's taking a step back from Unrivaled, like obviously.
mhm,
So they got to get in the lab, like her and Camilla, like, and I feel like the team has got to get somebody in there with them to like work on that. Because I feel like again, like I feel like she can be a better a better offensive version of Draymond Green at her peak.
mm.
At her peak, she can be like Draymond, who averages 15 a night. I think.
And what you're saying as well is that since Unrivaled is a 3-on-3 league, that maybe Ice Cube should have offered
Mm,
her a
mm,
spot in the big three
mm.
instead of Caitlin Clark. That's what you're telling me?
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, Ray Williams. When you think about it, brother. But no, yeah, it's an interesting season so far. Like the Aces out here struggling.
They
The
are.
New York Liberty look unbeatable. Minnesota
Mhm,
looking nice too. Page is out here struggling with the Wings. Like I
mhm,
thought the Wings would be a lot better than they are right now.
mm. And the
Got the
Golden
Wings
State.
out here looking like Ray Williams' fantasy WNBA team. Like, why are y'all struggling
Stop
so
it.
bad? Why are
See,
you why are you doing this, Paige?
how dare you? How dare you with these strays? First route, Trez Vance, then Solo Sokoa.
I
Now,
got a line waiting at the door of people that got
oh my
grievances.
goodness.
Ralph, Solo, Ray, Jermaine Cole. Actually, no, Jermaine Ray said that J. Cole. I said you got it, Ray. I said you got it, J. Cole. Ray was the one that besmirched you on the airwaves.
No, I don't want that diss track. I don't want that smoke, J. Cole. But yeah, especially, and not to mention like the upstart Golden State Valkyries looking pretty
hmm
good, beating down Las Vegas. So yeah, there's a lot of good stories. We'll see if your girl White Mamba going ever make a return. They still got her. For some reason, they got her on the players listing in our fantasy our fantasy league. I was tempted, but I'm like, nah, they ain't gonna have her play.
You never know, Ray. You never know, Ray.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
She could make a comeback, Ray.
I'm telling you, man. Once Brink's security, oh man, that's totally. You ain't supposed to reach through he reached through the basket to block that man's shot. But once Brink's security comes back, and once let me hear it, or what I don't know what I was thinking. What it was you listen here, Copper. When Copper comes back, I think I'm gonna make a run for it.
We'll see, Ray. We'll see. You
Yeah.
and Sophie Cunningham keep telling yourself that, Ray Williams. MAGA Barbie on these streets.
MAGA Barbie. Oh Lord, you would think she would have like the awareness to kind of see through that stuff. And by the way, as well, and we didn't mention this the last time I was on here, but your girl, former owner of the Atlanta Dream, former senator, well, she's in the cabinet. Kelly Loeffler, she's in the cabinet. Was small business, so she took Linda McMahon job.
Right.
And Linda McMahon got promoted, I guess. But yeah, you would think some people would, like, especially in the league that you're in, like you would have common sense. People would share with you, like, just what running with the MAGA crew is really like and what you shouldn't be doing. But I guess she didn't get the memo.
You know, she thought she was amongst her people in Indiana. Like, finally, I could be the real me. Ain't that right, Caitlin? And Caitlin's like, I don't know, fam. I don't know.
No comment.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Okay, Ray, this is going to be a crazy theory, man. So, the new head coach of the Indiana Fever is Stephanie White.
Okay.
Stephanie White used to play for the Fever. She used to be the women's head coach of Vanderbilt. She wore the same number Caitlin Clark currently wears for the Fever. Okay. If you look at a picture of Stephanie White, I want you to Google Stephanie White right now, Ray.
Gotcha.
If you look at a picture of Stephanie White, it's almost a Looper situation because Stephanie White kind of looks like Caitlin Clark all grown up from the future. So it's almost as if Stephanie White went back in time, became Caitlin Clark, and then is coaching Caitlin Clark. It's a Bruce Willis. What's the boy?
Joseph Gordon.
It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt type situation right here. It's a Gemini Man situation right here. Will Smith and young Will Smith. Stephanie White is actually Caitlin Clark coaching herself from the future in the present, Ray.
I can see it.
There's one picture where Stephanie White had her hair like pulled back and tight in a ponytail, and she was talking to Caitlin on the sideline. It's like she looked just like this girl mama. Caitlin Clark is Stephanie White.
Let's see that picture. Let me pull it up.
Look, it's gonna happen one of these days at the press conference after the game. They're like, Stephanie, what'd you think about Caitlin's play tonight? Well, I think I did good. I mean, Caitlin did really good tonight, guys. It's like, that was odd. What's she got going on?
What you hiding from us? What you not telling us?
Either she's Caitlin Clark from the future, or she's like Caitlin Clark is a clone of Stephanie White. They clone look at that picture, ladies and gentlemen. They tell me they don't look kind of like they favor each other. They
do favor each other a bit.
They took some of Stephanie White's DNA, put in a sprinkle of Sabrina Ionescu and a dash of Kelsey Plum, and created Caitlin Clark. That's all I'm saying. Caitlin Clark is a test tube baby that was perfected the art of shooting a basketball.
They they went Jurassic Park on her.
They went Jurassic Park on us.
Create the perfect dinosaur.
We need to create the perfect white basketball player. Get me a sprinkle of Diana Taurasi DNA, throw it in the mix as well.
So, yeah, just to give her some grit. Just
you got any Sue Bird sweat over there? Let's drop it in the pot. We created the ultimate traditional female basketball player.
Exactly. Oh. Kelsey Plum dropped her towel. Get that towel right. Break that off in here too.
Like don't add too much of that WNBA DNA. We want to make sure she's straight so we can sell her to the masses. we don't need any of that LGBTQ stuff here. Like, are you sure you want to do what about Stewie? Nah, we're not putting any Stewie DNA in here. Like, really? That's what y'all doing?
You know, that's why you said a drop of Diana Taurasi.
Just a drop.
Too much.
We just want the dog part. But I'm telling you, Stephanie White is Caitlin Clark's. Caitlin Clark is either a clone of Stephanie White. She's Stephanie White from the future, or she is secretly Stephanie White's daughter. One of those three possibilities. That's what I'm saying.
Or maybe, like you said, with the Looper, it could be like a Terminator situation too, where John Connor came back. But that's weird. John Connor came back, impregnated his mother to have him. I don't understand. But
if you remember, one of the players Stephanie White had beef with when she was an active player in the WNBA. Follow me on this, Ray. One of the players she had beef with
here we go.
Was Dawn Staley. Okay, think about it, Ray. Think about it. Who beat Caitlin Clark for the national championship 2 years ago, Ray? South Carolina, coached by Dawn Staley. So Stephanie White knew this because she's Caitlin Clark from the future. Stephanie White is like, I hate Dawn Staley. And so then when she was playing in the past, that's why she hated Dawn Staley. So it's all a time paradox with Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark is what I'm trying to tell you, Ray.
I think you threaded that together a little bit better than the other theories that you had in the past.
And if you like more of these theories, we got a couple shows for you. Ring Theory is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, I believe, upper mid-card Jay Lacey and Gerard Downtown Brown will be bringing you Ring Theory, and I'm sure coming off of the heels of the week that we just had in pro wrestling, they got plenty to talk about. But Ray, I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna be Tony Khan here and give you the pre-announcement. Today we cooked up a new show, and I'm only saying this so we can get the name out there so nobody can steal it from us, because I'm surprised nobody's got it yet. In addition to the Avengers Initiative, we're gonna break out a new superhero show on this network, Ray, where we talk about not only Marvel, we talk about DC, we talk about anime, we talk about the source material, Ray, the comic books. And it's going to be a show called, wait for it, Super Salad. Super Salad, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a bi-weekly show. Technically, I don't know why it's called bi-weekly. I understand why it is called bi-weekly, Ray, because it's like bi meaning two, weekly meaning weekly. But bi-weekly makes it sound like it should be something that happens twice a week.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But it's going to be bi-monthly. Like bi-weekly can also mean twice a week, so it's kind of confusing. But it's going to be a bi-monthly show, Ray. Twice a month, you're going to hear Super Salad. Right now, we don't have a host. We don't have a crew list, but we do have about a handful of people that have expressed interest in this. And so in July, we're going to debut it to the masses. Let me see. I'm looking at my calendar right now. Let's see what we got going on in the month of July, Ray. When would be a good time to debut this on the people? Let's see. July. Okay. So we got some potential good days to drop it on. As of right now, I know it's gonna be interesting trying to find a day for it, but it's probably gonna have to be a weekend to accommodate people's schedules. So maybe the 5th of July coming on that holiday weekend. But if that's a little too crazy, let's see. When does Superman come out?
Oh, that's a good question.
When does Superman come out?
Let me
Right.
look it up. IMDb. Let's see. Superman. Mhm. July 11th. So a week
Okay.
after.
Okay. So what we might do, Superman comes out July 11th. We might do our first episode of actually all of it. No, we can't do it Juneteenth. Like, no, we can't. We can't do it on Juneteenth. We can't do it Juneteenth. So maybe the first episode will be like either July 7th, previewing Superman, or maybe July 14th after everybody's seen Superman.
Okay.
One of those days, one of those Mondays, we'll plan for the first edition of Super Salad, ladies and gentlemen. Mark your calendars right now, even though we don't have a date set in stone. Mark your calendars anyway.
just the whole month of July.
Just all the Mondays and Saturdays in July. Just put a circle on them.
Yeah,
It's gonna be one of them days.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
There you go. There you go. And maybe we'll expound on this theory about Stephanie White actually being Caitlin Clark from the past / the future.
All right. Well, we're going into the fourth quarter, and now OKC has grew their lead back up to 21.
Which is what I said they needed to do in that third quarter, Ray. Like, because if you remember the third quarter last game, that's when Indiana kept hanging around like 9 to 10 points behind, 9, 10, 11 points. They kept it in that range, so they were within striking distance.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like OKC, as long as they don't get the lemon booty, as friend of the program, Bomani Jones will say, they I think they got it tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. So 21 Wiggins is who I was speaking of earlier for OKC. Let me see how many points he has. Let me check out the box scores.
That's not Andrew Wiggins, is it?
No. But I
would have heard of Andrew
I was
Wiggins.
thinking, it's like, does Andrew Wiggins have a brother? But they don't look nothing alike, though. Oh. All right. So let's see. Aaron Wiggins.
Okay.
11 points. He's 3 or 4 from 3-point. So yeah, he's doing good.
Okay, Miles Turner.
Yeah, there's somebody on the on Indiana who needs to step up. I was talking about Chet before for OKC. Man, Miles Turner's that, because Siakam can't do it all, and then Halliburton. I think Halliburton kind of has.
Woo!
Oh,
rebounded, that offensive rebounding.
There he goes again. That was Wiggins again. Another big three.
Oh, turnover.
Oh, stripped the ball again. Boy, they have been on him. Another three. Oh. Ooh, foul. He wanted a shooting foul on that. Oh.
He's like, review it, coach. Review it.
I know. It's like everybody was like, review it. It's like,
coach, it was off me, coach. It was off me. Honesty. Pass it on.
Pass it on.
like why would you say that, brother?
And then
Pablo actually tracked down the guy that played that kid in the commercial. It's one of his episodes. I think it was last year. He tracked down the kid that played Tony in the Values commercial.
Oh, of course Pablo would.
The ball was off me, coach. It was off me.
And like, what respectable coach would actually be like, go tell the ref? Like, no.
Right. And third of all, Ray, those plays aren't reviewable in high school. So you already made the call, dog. You already made the call, brother.
It's already done, right?
Coach, the ball was off me.
Ooh.
Yeah, they killing them on the offensive boards in this quarter.
Shoot the ball.
I'm not mad at that possession, though. They took a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah. Now, a lot has been also made about the coaching matchup between OKC's coach and Rick Carlisle. Like, do you think that's going to make, I mean, it may make a difference in this game, but again, it's a 20-point lead.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to make a difference later on? Uh-oh. Did Pascal Siakam get hit with a tech? No. He was jawing at the referees for something.
Oh,
but yeah.
wow. No, I feel like Carlisle's a better coach. Like the advantages the Pacers have are they have a better coach, and I feel like they're a little bit more seasoned, even though this is their first time in the finals as well with this group. But like I think those are the only two advantages Indiana has. Every other advantage is on the side of Oklahoma City because Carlisle's a veteran coach, has had deep playoff run experience, championship type experience. And that's something that I feel like OKC is in the process of learning on the job right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not this man, Austin Reeves 1.0 out here.
the prototype. Yeah, I think they were mentioning earlier in the broadcast, and I see this online as well. Don Nelson getting the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on Don Nelson? I know he's coached, known coach for Golden State back in the day, and also for Dallas. What are your thoughts about Coach Don Nelson winning the Lifetime Achievement Award?
I think it's deserved. Like Nelly's one of the all-time great coaches in the league. People forget, man. People talk a lot about the Mike D'Antoni Suns being the ones that really kind of did that 7 seconds or less offense, and they were the ones that did popularize it and brought it, to the forefront. But if you go back and look at those Don Nelson Warriors with Run TMC, with Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullins, like those guys were doing a lot of things that were innovative at the time, particularly in the late 80s, early 90s. And so, yeah, like Don Nelson definitely deserves it, man. He's a coach that's been around for a minute, man. Got his kid a job in the league. That good old nepotism, brother. Shout out to Danny Ainge's son, who got a job as well. The good old nepotism.
Good old nepotism.
But when Bron and James do it, it's a problem. Okay, I see it. But no, yeah, it's definitely well deserved by Don Nelson.
Yeah, I think so too. Ooh, I think they just let him get in through the lane on that.
Yeah, they let him have that one. They were like, go ahead, brother. Good for you.
There you go. 2 better than 3. We know. Oh. Uh-oh. Turner shaking up a little bit. Oh, he's up. Oh. But yeah. I echo all the sentiments that you have, brother. I think Hall of Fame coach, if he hasn't been put in already. And
sure he has. It's been a while. I'm sure Don Nelson's in.
Yeah. And he's been effective in part of some teams' front office as well. I know he was up in I think he was in Dallas in their front office for a little bit before departing. So yeah, it's good to see him getting his flowers. So
yeah, if they're gonna do it, they got to do it now. Oh, got the Kobe championship from 2010. I was having a conversation with somebody at work today, man. It was like because I forget who we were talking about. We were talking about Jordan and LeBron and like the whole GOAT conversation. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I feel like Kobe's not quite on that GOAT list, like in terms of like top 5, but he's like, he's definitely in the top 10. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, Kobe's the closest thing we had to Jordan after Jordan. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, but I didn't like Kobe as a player, but I really liked him post career, like old man Kobe. Like old man Kobe to me, and I agree with him. Like, because when Kobe was a player, I was kind of like, on Kobe. But like, I really liked old man Kobe when he was starting to do stuff like talking about the intricacies of the game.
Yeah, with the details. Yeah,
details is kind of like mind the game before mind the game.
Mm.
And then I loved how he had a sense of humor in his old age that he didn't have as a player, like with the Kobe system.
Mm-hmm.
When he's like, you have to be a different animal, but the same beast. And then Kanye, what the fuck are you talking about, Kobe Bryant? Like that might be my favorite Kanye moment of the last 25 years. Because it was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Kobe Bryant? The Kobe system.
The Kobe system, yeah. Yeah. And I'm kind of in the same boat. And actually, this question kind of came to mind for me. It's like, is it wrong to still not like Kobe as a player? Like, like, and I give him his due. And like you mentioned, I think he's in it. I mean, if we start including centers and stuff, I mean, maybe top 10's a bit much, but definitely top 15.
Oh yeah, easily top 15.
But yeah, it's like it's hard for me to put. I mean, on one hand, it's hard for me to put a facsimile of the greatest, arguably the greatest player to ever play the game. But on the other hand, how many other facsimiles that we've seen in the league didn't get to the level that Kobe got to?
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta give him some credit for that as well. So, but yeah, I just the way he rolled, and then my brother, who's like a little less than a year younger than me, like he used to love Kobe, and nothing makes you hate Kobe more than somebody who loves Kobe and his dirty draws. Like this man, and he would always say, "I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a Kobe fan." I'm like, get out of here.
Now the joke with Chris, like back in the day on the Kings of Sport, whenever we'd bring Chris on, he was always the prime minister of Kobe Stan. Because that brother loved him some Kobe Bean Bryant and everything purple and gold. But like honestly, my favorite things about Kobe, like obviously one of the greatest players in NBA history. But like old man Kobe was probably my favorite version of Kobe. But before that, Kobe Bryant's courtside for I think it was Nintendo 64, I want to say.
Yeah, matter of fact. Keep talking.
Kobe Bryant's courtside, man. Y'all don't know nothing about this man, Kobe Bean Bryant on the court. Had the Fro on the cover of the game. That's back when we used to call that man Froby Bryant's. NBA courtside with Kobe Bryant was off the chain, man. Like it was that in that era where branded games like were still a thing, where you had King Griffey Jr.'s baseball. You had like John Elway's football. It's like, no, nobody don't play this. John Elway. Troy Aikman's football, which was kind of lame as well. But Kobe Bryant courtside, that was the game, Ray.
Hold on. It's in here.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant's courtside, like if you try to play it now, the graphics obviously are dated, far dated, but it's probably still good gameplay.
And little known fact, I don't know if this is a hack, as the kids call it, but if you ever have a Nintendo 64 and for some reason, like for some games, it's not working, or up until a point you get it and it seems like it's not working, get an NBA courtside Kobe Bryant and NBA courtside. It works every time. Works every time.
It's the only game that works every time.
Yeah, and then once you get that working, then all the other games start working. He was like, I should have did this a long time ago.
Kobe
But
was at the Nintendo of America offices. I need you to
works as a charm.
Wire this into the system.
Exactly.
It's the Kobe system 1.0.
I know, right? It's like it's like Alex Caruso. It's like in the baby stages.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant courtside was a fun game.
Yeah, I dabbled around with it. Aaron Wiggins.
This is a preview for Ray's show that he still ain't got off the ground yet.
Oh,
put you on game, ladies and gentlemen. This man Ray Williams got a video game show in the developmental stages.
I'm working behind the scenes and with a possible co-host who you guys know and love.
Okay, Logan Paul.
A lot of people are around the corner. A lot of people are uptown. This brother is downtown. So he might be helping me out with some things. But we're talking about some things behind the scenes as far as what we actually want to have the show be, because just trying to mix some things in, whether it be like actual streaming mixed in, or whether we talking about the news of the day, maybe having some interviews with some folks in the video game space. I already have one person in mind who they said they wouldn't mind coming on, like NWA. And I figured if he wouldn't mind,
once y'all get it up and running, I got to connect for Brian Shields, our buddy from Acclaim that used to come on the Kings of Sport all the time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I think the last time he came on was when he was I think he was doing some work for WWE when they were doing WWE. It was one of the early 2K games. And he had some involvement with it, and he came on and talked to us about it. But yeah, just let me know when you get yourself together, Ray. Make yourself presentable for company. Because he had stories about some of those Acclaim games back in the day, like Legends of Wrestling and all that stuff.
Well, it's actually I got a clean one right here. I'm gonna have to ask this brother about a series of games that they came out for. I think it was on PlayStation and on N64, but you had WWF Attitude. Come on. There it is. Yeah, this
we had to blur out the logo, Ray.
Yeah.
You get the F out, Ray. You get the F out, brother.
Get the F. That and Warzone. And then they came out later with the ECW game, ECW Hardcore Revolution.
Yeah, that ECW game was rough, dog.
I'm like, brother, why I gotta do like a 5-button combination and hit a body slam? I don't understand. I'm definitely going to talk about
like the WWF games. Like, yeah, they were pretty much the same, but they were released like 5 years earlier. So it's like, okay, I get it. The ECW games were like the same thing 5 years later. It's like, y'all ain't made no improvements.
No improvement.
Paulie to spend up all the money again.
Ooh. And then that was like after, or I think it might have been like right before Aki Sports kind of got onto the wave with WCW NWO Revenge, and then they got No Mercy, and then they got WWF WrestleMania 2000. Like, they just hit a stride with
everybody always talk about No Mercy being the GOAT, but I'm like, you can't. No Mercy is not the GOAT, Ray.
I don't think so either.
Because to me, you can't be the GOAT if you got a glitch that mess up your whole game, dog. and like people like that, my game didn't have a glitch. I would say 80% of the people that played that game dealt with the glitch.
And fun fact, I guess if you claim that you had a glitch with your cartridge and you send it back to Nintendo, they would send you back um, a new cartridge with the game that was restored, and that is like more rare than the regular copies that went out. And so that's like a $300 game. Like No Mercy is already like a $30-$40 game, but if you get that one, which is the USA-1, that's like worth $200-$300.
I don't believe it, Ray. I don't believe it, Ray.
I don't believe it.
Because if that was the case, then everybody would have this damn rare version. Because everybody's game had the damn glitch, Ray.
But everybody ain't got the patience to send the game all the way back to Nintendo. They'd be like, man, I'm playing something else already.
That game, again, it was a great game for what it was, but I can't co-sign it's the greatest when you got a glitch. All the stuff I done brought from the SmackDown store talking about some diggity dog, and now I ain't got it. The rock out here with some draws on. I just spent $1,000 in the game on the shirt and the pants, Ray, and now he just back in his regular wrestling draws. Come on, man. Talking about going to the SmackDown mall. No, we not. Some diggity dog. Won't you diggity fix your game, Nintendo of America?
Well, if you don't think so, and I'm glad you brought this up. If you don't think NBA, Caitlin Clark, she got herself
or is it Stephanie White in this commercial, Ray?
Oh my goodness. Here we go. If WWE
Stephanie White is like whispering to Caitlin, like, Jake from State Farm. You should do a deal with Jake from State Farm. How do you know, Stephanie White? Trust me.
But back to the point at hand. You distracted me. If WWF No Mercy is not the best wrestling video game in your opinion, what is, brother?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say something that might not be popular, Ray. The best wrestling game is the 2K series.
Which one? No,
outside of 2K 2000. It was not 2000. 2020. That was the curse game.
Was horrible. Yeah.
2K20 was the curse game. But I would say the best 2K. Okay, so there's a tie for first. Number one for me. One is SmackDown. Just Bring It. Yeah. Or I'm trying to think. Here Comes the Pain. Or Just Bring It. Which one had the draft?
Ooh. Which one had what?
Had the draft storyline where you had like our Secretary of Education. Tonight we will have a WWE draft, and it was like the story when Ric Flair and Vince McMahon was fighting, and you had to pick a brand. I think that was Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah, a lot of people do see Here Comes the Pain.
Here Comes the Pain. Well, Here Comes the Pain and Just Bring It were both great because I think whichever one came second, that's the one where they introduced trades on brands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so yeah, either one of those two. But then I would also throw in WWE 2K. I think it was 2K5 where they had the Attitude Era showcase mode.
Oh yeah,
like that was great. That was great. I think that might have been the game where. No, I think Sting was the next year. Because it was Attitude Era, and then the next year Sting was like when they did the big thing when Sting came to WWE. So then, not 2K5. It would have been 2K15.
Yeah,
was the Attitude Era mode, and then the following year 2K16 was when Sting came back. 2K15. Here Comes the Pain and Just Bring It. That's my big three.
Yeah. I actually agree with you. I think that as far as like combining graphics with great gameplay, I think 2K14, and I actually got two 2K games as well. 2K14 and 2K16 are right up there.
The man Ray was wearing Sting out, that pre-order character. with that weak theme song that they made for him in WWE.
Oh yeah.
with the dong 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 dong, like this ain't no damn Sting song. just the light swinging by Sting's face, like come on, Vince, we ain't got nothing better than this,
right? But man, they had the best commercials though.
Yes.
Like I think they had when they had Goldberg and just him breaking out the prison and all the deputies getting beside him.
Yeah.
And then I think Stone Cold was out digging in the desert and then finding his vest. And then I think Sting had a good one too. And then I think
that Sting commercial was part of the reason Sting came back. Like, they brought Sting back because it sold, like it did so well when he had the orchestra playing, and then they all turned around with the Sting mask. It's like, come on, like you could do that for the damn video game, but you couldn't give him the song when he came in. You know, I got something better. Check this out. We gonna start it right with some maggots and little scorpions and worms and stuff. And then doom, 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 doom. What's Sting gonna do in his Titantron? No. All right, peep this. We're going to have Sting sitting looking at the camera, right? And then we're going to take a light bulb and swing that mug in front of Sting's face. So, like, one side of his face is dark, but then when it swing back, the other side is light. Genius. Like, no.
Genius. Like, no. Let's just hire the 2K, whoever did the 2K commercials.
Yeah.
Let's just hire them.
Like, you was thinking too hard for that. Like, just use the Sting music that people wanted to hear.
Exactly. But those commercials were great. But yeah, as far as like the N64, like I had a little bit of fun, especially like with NWO versus WCW Revenge.
Yep.
Like
WCW versus the World was pretty good.
Yeah, but No Mercy. It just like, and maybe I'm hating because I wasn't good at it, but it's like, man, what do you got to do to be good? Like,
I like WrestleMania 2000 better than No Mercy, to be honest with you.
But anything on a N64, like I was confused about how to get hyped up and then how to use my special. And then
all you had to do was hit the toggle, Ray. That's all you had to do to get hyped up, Ray. Just taunt.
Yeah, but then you had to make the thing start flashing, but you had to do moves, and then I didn't know how to do the moves that had the thing flash.
Ray just getting the crowd hyped all match and then losing.
All I had was the taunt.
Ray just doing taunts all match long,
just to get my thing, yeah,
and then losing. Like, why did Rock do that? Why did The Rock do that for 5 minutes and lose?
Exactly. Yeah, imagine if there were an actual crowd within the matches that you played, and it was like, what you doing? Your time?
I think this might be over, Ray. I think this might be over.
You think so? 2.5 minutes in.
I think it might be insurmountable, Ray.
OKC up 17. I mean, I don't know. We've seen Indiana come back in like 5 minutes over like
Halliburton on the bench, Ray. It's over.
Oh yeah. They got James Johnson. They got the goon out there. Oh yeah, you know it's over. Shout out to James Johnson. He's a martial arts expert, but he's been in the league for a long time.
And he only on teams to be the goon.
Exactly. They know what he coming in there for. He got a grill on. Is that a grill? Why are you playing with a grill, bro?
He averages 4 points and 6 fouls per game.
Yeah, it remind me of I used to dabble in hockey and used to root for my Capitals, and we had this one dude, Donald Brashear. And we all know once he got on the ice, we all knew what time it was. He wasn't in there to make no assists. He wasn't in there for a power play goal. That brother was in there to knock your teeth down your throat.
This really is going to hurt Halliburton's chance to main event WrestleMania next year, Ray. that Brunson Halliburton match.
Oh, speaking of that's also what crossed my mind as well. You talked about it before. 2K having that NBA slams, slam dunks and body slams pack, I guess.
Yep. I think that's the next pack we get.
Yeah. So now you get to play as them on the game.
So they've announced 3. Well, they said it's going to be 3 NBA players. Obviously, we know Halliburton's one of them. It's safe to assume Brunson's the second one.
Ooh.
Who's the third? Because I'm thinking it's going to be one of two people. It's either going to be Trae Young, but more likely than not, I'm thinking Shaq.
Shaq.
Like Shaq and Omar's, that team finna go crazy, Ray. They gonna win all the belts in my GM mode.
Oh, Shaq, former AEW Dynamite headliner.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Shaq or Trae Young. And obviously, if you're looking from a marketing standpoint, Shaq's the one you go with.
I could see that. I could see that. I would love to see LeBron James in 2K.
LeBron James and LeBron Breaker teaming up for the first time.
Oh, that's heat right there, but in more ways than one.
Have LeBron coming out to the Triple H entrance. Bow down to the king.
And that one, like
it's
that one
time to
crown,
mind the game.
Yeah. Had that one crown that was fused into a skull and take that off.
I bet you there's a pretty good LeBron James creator wrestler that you can download.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
What's the status? Did you make one yet? What's the status? Shout out to What's the Status on these streets. If you know, you know. This brother been putting in work in the CAW community.
See, man. Yeah, it's been so long. I don't even know. Like, I only do the wrestling games on the PS3. Like, and I bought 2K24, but I haven't been on it as much.
24 or 25?
Well, 25 I haven't gotten at all. 24
was good. 24 was good.
That's what I hear. I heard once they came back, like you said, off of that debacle that was 2K20.
Like the last few games have been pretty good. Like I bought 25. 25 is good. Like there's some stuff I don't like about it. Like I feel like my faction kind of falls into the trap of like NBA 2K, where like NBA 2K is a great game, but then so much of it is based around my team and the monetization of it. Like my faction falls into that trap. And then like with the DLCs, like they space them out too far, in my opinion. It's like one every 3 months. And it's like, I think the last DLC comes out in November or December. And it's like, that's way too long for a game that released before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I should have all my DLC by SummerSlam, WWE. Especially if I paid for the booster joint. Give me them all right now.
You might as well.
Why must I wait to play as Victoria? Because she ain't the lady to mess with.
And then I think they're supposed to have like the New Wave DLC with Motor City Machine Guns. I'm like, Motor City Machine Guns been around for like 8 months.
Well, and that's the problem with the game. Like, I wish the game was more fluid where, like, for instance, we could, like, obviously you can't do stuff about people that debut after the game is made for the most part. But, like, Motor City Machine Guns should have been on the base game because they've been around for that long.
Right.
Somebody like they should be able to update gimmicks like Alba Fire and Piper Niven. I should be able to use them as the secret harvest now instead of like putting them in a team together. And it's like, but y'all don't even have the same outfits like that. Like, why you still coming out like a witch lady? That don't even fit the vibe of what we doing with this whole stable.
Man, I think they need to come out like
Tamina should be unlockable at the start of the game. Why I got to play a damn Money in the Bank ladder match against 5 other people to get Tamina? Like, ain't no disrespect to Tamina, but it ain't worth it.
Well, don't mess with her, man. She's bad and dangerous.
now, if you made me go through that to unlock Nia Jax, I get it. But Nia Jax, all I had to do to unlock the Nia Jax, the new model of Nia Jax, was beat Lyra Valkyria. That's easy. I got that all day. That was a one-on-one. That's a 1v1, Ray. I got to go in this damn ladder match just to unlock Tamina. It ain't right.
Well, I want ways to unlock all the different costumes that doggone Piper Niven had before she was in the Secret Harvest. Like when she showed up as the Mountie that one time, that took me out, bro.
Yeah, they should have the CAW community does a good job of like putting that stuff in the game. But like I feel like the developers, and maybe you can't do it with the game that's like a year-to-year release.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because like I feel like AEW was trying something with Fight Forever where they're like, we're gonna have a model where we do seasons, but it's the same game, but we just update stuff during these seasons. But that game was just so trash. Like that game was trash. Like Fight Forever was trash. And
Bro,
they released like 4 different editions. So like if you bought one of the special editions, you felt stupid because then like 2 months later, it's the ultimate edition, and then 2 months later, it's the elite edition. It's like, well, what the hell did I spend $69.99 on, dog?
it's like Tony's pre-announcements had become like video games. It's like, brother, what are you doing? Just tell me when the main announcement is coming, and then I'll just buy that one. I don't
right. Like that game just like they had some interesting ideas. Like they had a multiplayer, like online Anarchy in the Arena, but it just never really worked. But you know what did work, Ray? My prediction came true, Ray.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I was trying to see what the final score was. You got that final score, Nate? Oh, I got it.
You just had it on the screen, Ray.
Did I? Well, but then doggone YouTube, they were like, "Oh, this video's over," and now they're putting up a bunch of thumbnails of other videos that they think I might like. But I'm gonna go.
Oh, there go
123 to 107.
Commercial. They showing the Asia Wilson commercial with Dawn Staley dancing at the food joint. Stephanie White can't stay in this commercial.
Stephanie White /
Caitlin Clark. It's amazing the technology that they can exist in the same space.
I know. That picture is actually AI. I've never seen them together in real life.
Now, Stephanie White actually got like a bracelet on her ankle that allows her to be in the same place as Caitlin Clark. So if that bracelet ever get broken, Ray, she gonna disappear because it's a time paradox.
Right. But what if they touch one another? Is that gonna be like a break within the space-time continuum?
No, as long as she got the bracelet on, it's good because it creates like a little invisible barrier around her.
Got you.
But if the bracelet get broke off her ankle, then she like you're gonna be like, what happened to Coach White? Where did she go? And then all of a sudden you see like 3 or 4 gray strands come into Caitlin Clark's hair. It's like, what's happened to Caitlin?
Now that we see like the NBA, we see like the NBA post game going on, and Stephen A. saying whatever he's saying. He ain't saying he looked like he's calm, cool, and collected. So he's probably not really talking about nothing. But what do you think about inside the NBA? I know we mentioned it before. We talked about it with Rich Abando in the last live watch we had. But what do you think? Do you think ESPN is going to make? And I know we mentioned it before that ESPN is pretty much just licensing and buying the license for inside the NBA, and all the crew from Turner, including all the backstage crew and the production crew, are all going to remain the same. They're going to be pretty much producing the exact same show. But do you think ESPN is going to make any huge like waves, as far as not waves, but maybe suggestions? And I think you mentioned this as well. Like you can't control Charles Barkley and what he says, but do you think the show is going to be in any way different, or do you think it's going to be kind of the same vibes?
It's going to have to be different just based on going to ESPN. Like the biggest thing for me is like the pregame, I'm not worried about. Halftime, I'm not worried about. The biggest thing is postgame because ESPN doesn't tend to do postgame shows. Their postgame tends to just bleed like the game is over. All right, folks, stay tuned. We got more coverage on SportsCenter.
Right.
So SportsCenter becomes the postgame show. So will they allow the NBA on team inside on the NBA guys? Will they allow them to do their postgame show and then go to SportsCenter, or will inside the NBA be integrated into like SVP talking with Shaq, Kenny, Charles, and EJ.
Oh,
Like that to me is going to be the interesting thing because I think like I would prefer if they just let them go because that's the other thing. Like that inside the NBA on TNT, the post game shows be going on forever. From a time standpoint, like it'll be like an hour after the game, they still talking about stuff. And sometimes it's good stuff. Sometimes they just fooling around. Like the game ends at 10 o'clock and then 11:30. EJ's Nito, State of the Night. Like y'all just now getting the EJ State of the Night. It's like an hour and a half after the game, dog. So like I don't think ESPN's gonna give them that latitude. I think at the most we'll have like a 30-minute post-game show, and then they go in the Sports Center and like maybe Scott Van Pelt talks to them and stuff like that.
Yeah, there have been several times like I tune in, I just be flipping channels. It'd be like 12:30 and they still on the air.
Yep.
Like, what are y'all talking about?
That's where the NWA podcast got it from.
I know, right?
A homage to Inside the NBA.
Oh my!
They be talking about games that happened yesterday, and it's like, y'all still going?
Yeah, right. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with that post show. I think integrating the SVP would be very interesting.
Yeah,
or maybe having him as like a like throwing it to them.
Yeah, like he's kind of who I would picture because like I think SVP Sports Center like it actually kind of revitalized Sports Center to some aspect when they gave it to him. So I think like you could do something cool with that. I do think they're going to try to work in more ESPN, like Stephen A. Smith, Perk. You may get your girl Chanae as part of that. But I feel like they need to. They obviously going to have to make some changes, but I would keep the core of the show the same.
Yeah. And speaking of ESPN, like what's going on with ESPN, man? First, we got Around the Horn being canceled and kind of them having their final show. Then you got Sports Center from LA getting canceled. Like, what's going on? Why do you see all of these?
Yeah, you know what they say, Ray Williams. If you go woke, you go broke, brother.
Oh Lord, that's why Will Kane left.
Sage Steele was right about those people at ESPN, the liberal media, wanting all these trans athletes to win these races. Riley Gaines finished 4th. Okay, Ray, but she was still there. If not for that man, the trans athlete, what you want to call him, Ray, she would have finished 3rd. Okay, she would have been on the medal stand.
one spot up. Oh yeah. Wow!
And the crazy thing about Riley Gaines, she like, oh, this trans athlete took this from me. If the trans athlete wasn't there, Riley Gaines still would have finished tied for 4th because that's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just they don't not to mention like the cis women who were actually on the podium. You right. Got beat with a woman who's not on the podium.
We're not talking about that, Ray Williams. We need to protect our female athletes.
Oh my goodness! And then now you see she got beef with she started this beef with doggone Simone Biles.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
Right, Riley Gaines is a grifter, as is Sage Steele, even though, like I said, man, they could have got me about 10, 15 years ago with Sage Steele and Stacey Dash and a bottle of Negrito and $1 million check. I would have folded, Ray. I would have folded.
Well, you've matured, brother.
Some people you can't get me now, Sage Steele. You can't get me. You lost your chance, Sage Steele. Stacey Dash. Danica Patrick, whoever the GOP operatives would have tried to send to make me fold.
Right. And now Stacey Dash trying to turn back around like, will you let me back in the cookout? No. Oh Lord. That's what I'm saying. They could have got me with this Sophie Cunningham at the door with let me stop.
Sophie Cunningham would have showed up with a white Russian, like, you know what it is, Ray Williams? You know what it is, Ray Williams.
You know what it is.
A glass a day keeps the doctor away. Milk does a body good. Like, what happened to Ray? Ray just shows up with his MAGA hat on. We're making podcasts great again, fellas. You don't take your ass over to Barstool Sports, Ray.
My bones have been calcium deficient for quite a while.
Coming this fall on Barstool Sports, Ray and RG3, the milkman.
The milkman.
Hey, that brother RG3 done worked himself into a shoot.
For real. He's living the gimmick. Him.
But speaking of living the gimmick, Ray. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I was about to wrap us up, but I know you. When we're talking about a subject you're very passionate about, Ray. I understand.
Oh, stop it.
All the riboflavins and the calciums and whatnot, pasteurization process.
You. No, I was going to ask real quick. We brought up RG3, but I don't think we got a chance to talk about the beef between RG3 and Ryan Clark. Like, in my mind, I think Ryan Clark is a tiny bit like you always harken back to Falcon saying, "Hey, you were out of line, but you weren't wrong." Like, I think that's Ryan Clark. I was like, brother, you ain't got to put all this business out there. Like, come on, those locker room secret. You can't be telling locker room secrets. But on the other hand, it's like, well, spot the lie. I mean, you can't really spot the lie. You can't really tell me he's wrong. So I think in that aspect, like, I do feel for RG3, but RG3, don't make it when you talking all this stuff about Angel Reese and you up here making assumptions. Like,
he brought it on himself.
And I think Ryan Clark, his whole deal or his whole explanation was more of an indictment, less of an indictment on the women in RG3's life and more of an indictment on RG3 for associating himself with this. But of course, RG3, he had to make it all about, you're attacking my family. My family. Like, that wasn't the point. The point was
also, if your wife didn't want to be part of this, why she all up in the video?
All up in the videos, all up in the live streams.
Better keep that milk in the refrigerator, brother. You wouldn't have had these problems.
Yeah, but it's interesting when you make
let that be a cautionary tale for you, Ray Williams.
I will keep my milk locked away. You got it's gonna be in a black bottle. Y'all ain't gonna see me sipping.
I will say though, Ray, to throw an olive branch out to you and the calcium crew out there. Okay, Marina Mabry, I see what you're doing on IG today. You ain't slick. You ain't slick. You still need to come home. Come home to the sky. We could use another guard right now. Because it looked like HBL about to get some run at the point, which I'm happy for HBL, but she ain't ready yet. She ain't ready.
I would love to see her get some time, but yeah. We'll see.
Come on home, Marina Mabry.
Now it's come on home. Last year it was like, we don't need you.
Look, we see
maybe
last year we didn't need you, but this year, like right now, you need us and we need you. So we can synthesize, Marina Mabry.
Mutual.
It's a mutual thing. Come on home.
Come on.
Maybe we can finish 500. Finish a game better than Ray's fantasy team.
Oh, stop it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead.
Oh, now you want to wrap up, Ray. Now you want to go.
Cut the camera.
But yes, thank you to everybody that popped in tonight. Sometimes you got to pop out and show them. And shout out to everybody that may be watching these in the future. I don't know who live watches in the future, because that kind of defeats the purpose of the live watch. But maybe if you just want something to chuckle at as you go about your day. Or if you might be watching the game tomorrow and you're like, well, maybe I should start from like a director's commentary and sync it up with the video and watch them while I'm watching this game tomorrow. Maybe like there's a 15-20% of the people out there to do something weird like that. I'm not gonna yucky yum, ladies and gentlemen. But if you want more of this, we will be back for game 3. Game 3, Ray, on Wednesday night, I believe. I think it's Wednesday at 8:30.
Wednesday, yes.
Wednesday night. It's Wednesday, Ray. You know what that means. NBA Live Watch. We'll be back for game 3. I haven't confirmed, Ray. We will have at least one or two guests on Wednesday night. So for game 3, because I think a lot of people were waiting to see how the first 2 games shook out. I also think there were people that got a little scared, Ray, that I talked to tonight while we were watching the game, that maybe have been a little bit intimidated because it is an NBA Finals Live Watch, and they're like, I don't really know a whole lot about basketball. And I had to tell them, like, we really ain't talking basketball till like the 4th quarter.
True.
So if you want to hang out with us for an hour and a half, and then when the basketball starts, if that's when you'd like to leave, then that's all. That's fine. But if you are a patron, you have the opportunity to join us live and hop on the stream and share your thoughts about the NBA Finals, pro wrestling, Marvel movies, Ray's calcium addiction, anything you would like to speak about. Ray is like, damn it, I set myself up for this. I hoisted my own petard on this one. But patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. And you know what, Ray? I think I might have something special in the works that I'm gonna announce next week on the NWA podcast on Post Wrestling in regards to the Patreon. So keep your eyes and ears peeled, ladies and gentlemen. There may be some changes afoot at the Nefarious Media Network Patreon. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. Again, next week. Next week is a big week because not only do we have NWA podcast next Sunday at Post, we've got our live watches continuing for the NBA Finals as long as the finals go on. We've also got Ring Theory making its return. Not next week, but I guess week after next, technically. Ring Theory will be making its return. Styles Break Fights will be making its return the week after that. And like we said, man, little tease. Super Salad is coming. I hope you're hungry. Super Salad. That's still crazy, Ray. I was like, yo, that's a good, because at first I was gonna call it, like, I was thinking Talk Soup, like the old show Talk Soup, but like Talk Soups, like SUPES. But then I was no, that's a little clunky. That's a little clunky. I was like, and so I'm just still kind of stuck on the whole soup of it all. I'm like, super salad. And then I was like, let me Google to see if anybody got it. I was like, Super Salad Podcast, Super Salad Comic Podcast, Super Salad Marvel Podcast, and nobody had it. The closest I found was like somebody had an episode that was like super salads that'll fix your cholesterol. I'm like, oh, okay, we got this then. So, but like I said, I've been talking to people today. We got a handful of people that are interested in this thing, so I'm excited for it. So next month, get ready for Super Salad. But until then, keep it locked here at Nefarious Media because we got a lot coming this summer, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a hot summer. Drink your milk, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you shouldn't because milk curdles in the heat.
Yeah.
It's going to be on your stomach, just like you're going to feel bloated. So don't drink milk this summer, Ray. Don't drink milk.
Lord. Okay.
Ray is like, I never should have said anything.
Shouldn't have opened the door.
Damn you, Cora Jade. This is all your fault.
Oh no. No matter what happens, I never put anything against Cora Jade. Now Elena Black, who had a terrific interview with Ariel Helwani not too long ago. Like,
quite ironic that her name is Elena Black, despite being a glass of milk. We see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. But anyway, we're glad that y'all saw what we did tonight, man. Yes. Join us on Wednesday for our next NBA Live Watch for Game 3. We moving to Indiana, Ray.
Indeed, indeed. We'll see what happens if it can make a difference for the Indiana Pacers to get back into it, or if now Thunder have found their footing and they're
I'm
just
calling
gonna.
it. Pacers win game 3.
Oh,
They go up 2-1, and then OKC wins the rest of the games. That's my prediction.
I think it might be the other way around. I think OKC might take game 3, Indiana take game 4, and then OKC wins out.
We'll see, Ray
Possibly.
Williams. We'll see.
We shall see.
We know who's gonna be. It's gonna be a big crowd in Indiana. Papa Halliburton gonna be free, roaming the sidelines. Caitlin Clark and/or Stephanie White may be in the building. Who knows? All I know is we'll be there, and we hope y'all will be there too to join us for Game 3 of the NBA Finals here at Nefarious Media. So, for two-way Ray Williams on these streets, I am the Godfather, Nate Milton. Ray, hit that round ball rock, brother.
Later.
in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?